Big announcements, specials online available, and tours to announce. Dave, what are some of these details?
We are touring around Australia and New Zealand for the first ever time to celebrate our 10th anniversary.
We're 10, baby.
We're 10, and we are hitting up these places between now and the start of 2026. We are hitting up Hobart, Melbourne, Canberra, Sydney, Adelaide, Perth, Auckland, Wellington, and Brisbane, all with live Do Go On shows on sale now at dogoonpod.com.
So pumped. Some of these cities we're getting to the first time ever, including Canberra and Hobart and Wellington and Auckland. Mm-hmm. And we haven't been to Perth and Adelaide in quite some time, so really pumped for that. I'm also doing a Who Knew It tour before that. Starting as of now, going to Brisbane, Sydney, Newcastle, Adelaide and Hobart, then over to the UK to Edinburgh, Cambridge, Birmingham, Manchester, Swansea and London. And also, Dave, you and I, we've got our specials out available now on Humdinger.
That's right. If you're not able to see us in the flesh, you can watch us online for free at any time at youtube.com/Humdinger Studios, I believe is the address. But just type in Humdinger Studios or my name or Matt Stewart's name, and our specials, our stand-up specials are there right now.
And the one I'm touring, I should say, is a new show compared to that. So you can watch it and then come see me. And that's a whole other hour.
Wow.
What the heck?
That's a lot of hours.
What's going on here?
Hi, who here loves when their nails are perfectly done? Me. I'm Sarah Gibson Tuttle, and I started Olive in June because, let's be real, we all deserve to have gorgeous nails, but who wants to spend a fortune or half their day at the salon? And that's why I created the Mani System, so you can have that salon-perfect manicure right at home. And guess what? The best part? Each mani only costs $2. Yup, you heard me, $2. No more $30, $40, $50 salon trips that eat up your day. Now you can paint your nails whenever you want, wherever you want. And trust me, you're going to be obsessed with your nails and everyone is going to ask you, where did you get your nails done? And here's a little something extra. Head over to oliveinjune.com and get 20% off your first Mani System with code PERFECTMANI20 at oliveinjune.com/PERFECTMANI20. That's code PERFECTMANI20 for 20% off at oliveinjune.com/PERFECTMANI20. You're all set for a nail glow up. Let's get those nails looking fabulous, shall we?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnocky, and as always, I'm here with Jess Perkins and Matt Stewart.
Hello.
Hello. So good to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, ask me anything.
What'd you have for breakfast?
I had a chili scramble roll.
Really?
With avocado.
I think you were finishing that off when I walked in.
And a coffee. Well, why'd you ask then? What a wasted question.
I didn't know what it was.
You know you only had one question. You wasted it, Jess. What's your one question?
What's your pin?
My pin? Well, that could mean so many different things. The one that I saw most recently was me with a St Kilda hat on.
I didn't want to say pin number because I knew what Dave would say, which is what, Dave?
Oh, I wouldn't say it.
Yes, you would.
I'm not that tedious.
You'd think it.
I'd think it, but I wouldn't say it.
The N is actually for number, so you're actually saying personal identification number.
He would have got you too.
Yeah, so that's why I was trying to not get got, and then you got me a different way. I was trying to not get got from the back, you got me from the front.
We've both fucked our questions.
Oh my God, you guys fucked it.
You're doing the Patreon section, aren't you?
No, I've done that. That's all good to go. Ready to go.
Good to go. Well, Matt,
I just zoned out while you two were fighting again.
Yeah. Well, can you zone in and tell us what the show is about?
Sure can. So the way it works is one of the three of us get a topic, usually suggested by a listener, often voted on by the Patreons, and then we go away, we read up on it, we maybe watch a few documentaries, we do, pretty good research.
Yeah.
Not talking about university level, we're talking about year 9, year 10 level.
Yeah.
And we bring it back to the class to an oral presentation.
We're like promising year 9 students.
Yes.
The teachers are going, that was pretty good.
Yeah, they might have something here.
Yeah.
And well, the other two, the two that aren't giving the report, they, chip in. They're sort of the smart Alex at the back of the class being, pretty annoying.
Leaning back on their chairs.
Yeah.
Chewing gum.
Stuff you miss.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
Hey, sir.
Hey, sir.
Hey, sir, what do you think of this?
Whoa. You flipped your teachers off?
Well, no, that's the role we're playing.
Oh.
I was sitting at the front of the room going, sir, look at this.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
I love you, sir.
I thumbed them.
You thumbed them.
Thumbed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Dave's turn.
Dave's turn this week. We normally start with a question to get on a topic. Dave, do you have one of these?
I do have a question. This does feel like a high school topic this week. This would be
Okay.
good. Like a teacher would be like, you got to know about this, guys.
Okay.
And at the time you'd be like, I don't care. But it's actually quite interesting. So my question is, who was elected Prime Minister of Australia in December 1972?
Whitlam.
It is Gough Whitlam, because today we are talking about the rise and dramatic fall of Gough Whitlam in the 1975 constitutional crisis, a period of history known simply as the Dismissal.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that what you're going to call this episode? Because there'll be people going, oh, is it going to be Warney when he took with the ball of the century?
The Gadding Ball?
The Gadding Ball? Is this episode all going to be about the Gadding Ball? No.
We've already done that.
We've already done that.
We already talked about Gadding. He couldn't believe what had happened.
He had no idea.
The ball started there and then hit the stumps. That's not possible.
Did it go through me? What happened? No, not that one.
The second most famous dismissal.
So, yeah, Gough was playing cricket.
Does this ring a bell at all, Jess?
Oh, yeah. How dare you? I know stuff.
I'm talking about the Gadding Ball.
Oh, the Gadding Ball, absolutely not. I know that Gough Whitlam was Prime Minister. I know he did a lot of things that people think quite positively of.
That's true.
And
We're going to talk about a bunch of those.
And I know that, he was dismissed or he was kicked out.
Yep.
And I don't fully know why.
I think that's why a lot of the comments, this is voted for by our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/dogoonpod. And I always ask, let me know what you voted for and why. And a bunch of the people, I'm assuming a lot of them Australian, were like, this is something I feel I should know more about.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know the circumstances. And I was pretty much in that camp.
Yeah. Also, is his name actually Gough?
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk
no.
about that.
That's a no. It's short for something.
It'd be so fun if we get to it. He goes, and his real name's Gough.
Yeah, I go,
I told you we would talk about it.
We talk about it.
Do not interrupt me.
It's not that exciting, but
I just can't think of what Gough is short for or where it comes from.
Gougher. Gough Whitlam.
Why are you really saving this for a big reveal? You could just tell her now.
No, just start you fucking little report. I bet he talks for 45 minutes first about something else and then he finally gets to Gough Whitlam.
Yeah,
He's going to take it all the way back to your great uncle.
Who was, he was pre-Gough Whitlam, that's true.
Let's talk about that quickly. For people who don't know, Jess is related to political royalty in this country.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Powerhouse.
One of our most famous prime ministers, and his name is...
James Scullin?
Well done. Yes, I was actually expecting you to not remember at all.
I don't remember.
He's
but I
the
don't know
second
anything about
most
him.
famous Scullin Prime Minister, the other, of course, being Bob Hawke.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. That coffee, that was worth it.
Yeah, I had a couple of weeks off coffee.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, get back on that train, baby.
I'm back, so that should hit me harder today.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun. Yeah, James Scullin is my great-great-uncle.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you what parties. Do you know what party he was even from?
Labour.
He's a Labour. There you go.
Both Labours.
He was brought in, he was elected, and then 2 days later, the Great Depression hit.
Was he blamed?
Quite a difficult time.
Do we all blame your
family? We
family?
all blame him. And also, I think there's some sort of link with him and the ABC, where I worked for many years.
Really? He tried to shut it down.
And I also currently live quite close to his home.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was on a walk recently. I was telling my mum what street I was on, and she was like, oh, number 2 is Scullin's place. I was walking past it. I was like, that house right there?
Was there a plaque? I love a little blue plaque.
No, it's just a little family home now.
Could someone plaque it up, please?
Plaque it up.
There you go.
Good one, Plaquey. That's a reference to the Clark rubber ad.
Yes.
From back in the day. Nice one, Plaquey. But in this case, instead of Clarky the platypus mascot of Clark rubber, this is Plaquey the plaque mascot of plaques.
So this is the kind of rebellious chatter from up the back of the Year 9 classroom.
This is the fun stuff.
Come on, Plaquey! And by what I mean by that is...
I want to jump ahead.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
I want to just clarify that I'm not someone who... I don't make my great-great-uncle being Prime Minister a part of my personality.
No, I brought it up.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
You
You're
know?
not like on Ancestry.com being
No.
like, look how impressive my family was.
You know how people get frustrated that if like fifth generation Americans are like, I'm Irish or I'm Italian, and they're like, history, but you're not. I'm not saying I'm a politician. Okay. I'm not saying that.
Oh, that's real slippery politician type stuff.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not a politician. I'm just a concerned citizen.
I come from political heritage, sure.
Yeah.
This is the kind of intro that is definitely going to win over new
Absolutely,
listeners.
yes.
Okay,
Last week I did it. Dave alerted me to the fact that there's a bunch of new 1-star reviews on Apple after we hit 500 episodes.
Yeah, we got featured on a couple of things, and
So
people gave us a go, and thank you.
Thank
and
you so
they
much.
were not fans.
Yeah, a lot of people being like, get to the effing point.
Yeah.
And we're sorry, but we make no apologies for
And
that.
can I just say, in the show notes, there's always a little number. And
Yeah.
you can click that. It says the time code is what I'm saying when I say little number. Time code for when we usually start the actual topic. So
and then
skip ahead.
And then we'll fucking go off on tangents a bunch as well. If you're here for just cold, hard facts and history, we're not your podcast.
Get back to Gotha.
Okay.
Okay, this topic, I should say, has been suggested by a few people. Thank you, and this is over many years. Thank you to Kelly Clark from Perth, Sam Markland from Melbourne, Reese Elbrest from Gungahlin in Canberra, Emma Greenwood from Melbourne, and Mulls, also from Canberra.
Mulls?
Mulls, M-U-L-S.
Mulls.
Mulls. That's what you do to wine before you skull in it.
Let it mulls.
Before you James Skull in it.
Wow.
We really should, that should be a thing.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's really gymming it over there. He's Prime Minister James Skull in that one. Should we? I think we should
get that started.
Should get a beer. Like we'll get a beer bong,
Yes.
right? And we'll get a
love this.
label made.
Yes.
And we'll have it elected as Prime Minister James Scullin.
Yes.
That's just an idea.
Perfection.
And we'll start our next live show, Jess, with you
Yes.
sculling your great uncle Scullin.
Yeah.
Now, in case you're from overseas or you need a little reminder about how Australian politics works, I'll give a little summary up
See,
top.
I told you he'll talk for 45 minutes.
It's not 45.
A little summary.
maybe
Okay,
10
I'm
minutes.
timing.
But if that sounds boring, please stick with me because once we get through the setup, we have a story of backstabbing, political gambling, and the most controversial political event in Australia's history.
Wow.
And we've already talked about a Prime Minister who just drowned.
Yeah, he just
and
disappeared.
That's true.
This is
So,
more controversial.
More controversial than that.
Yeah, that's nothing compared to this.
Wow.
So Australia was federated as a nation on January 1st, 1901, when the 6 British colonies of New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, Western Australia, Tasmania, and South Australia, which also governed what is now the Northern Territory, united to form the Commonwealth of Australia.
South Australia just had the whole middle section.
That's a big... Why do they say South Australia?
Yeah,
It goes
part
all
of
the way
that's
north.
Really not south.
Yeah.
It's
Call
the
it
opposite.
Middle Australia.
Yeah.
It's bang in the middle, you're right.
Central Australia.
Come
what are
on.
they thinking?
What are they
So
thinking?
dumb.
Gosh. So Australia was, and still is, at the time of recording, a constitutional monarchy where federal, i.e. national, elections are held approximately every 3 years to select members of parliament who will represent Australians and make laws on their behalf. The leader of the party that wins the majority in the lower house, called the House of Representatives, becomes the leader of the country, that is, the Prime Minister.
This isn't losing anyone.
This is
Dave, I
great.
expected it to be dry stuff.
This is good stuff.
I've got a boner.
I fucking zoned out.
I told you this is real high school stuff.
Sir.
Sir, I've got a boner.
So what do? What do I
Sir,
do?
something's happening to my willy.
Sir, my desk is rising up. The things you're talking about are too hot.
Stuart, my office.
Wait, but you're here.
Fine, come up here. This is my office.
Oh, because I've got a boner, sir. Sir likes boners.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no, not again. Not again. Okay.
I have to change schools again.
Okay, Mr. Waterkey, keep it calm. Stay calm.
He's trapped you again.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave, I want to get away from
You've been
this.
out
I want to
Whitlam.
get away from this bit.
So-
So Dave's explained how prime ministers work.
Back to the
Got
dry
it.
bit. But that's because people overseas would have no freaking idea.
No, of course not.
In a constitutional monarchy, a king or queen is the head of state, but they've got limited power. They must follow the country's constitution and follow accepted practices known as conventions. Because Australia is still a part of the Commonwealth, our monarch is the king or queen of the United Kingdom, which right now is King Charles III. The Governor-General of Australia is appointed to act on behalf of the monarch, and we will talk about that role in detail as it's super important to the story. Now, for much of Australia's relatively short history as a federation, politics has been dominated by two major political parties. There's the Australian Labor Party, home of Jess's great uncle.
That's right.
They've historically been considered centre-left, and they're currently in government. And then there's the Liberal Party of Australia, who confusingly, and I need to explain this especially to overseas people, despite being called the Liberal Party, are in fact the right-wing party, historically being centre-right.
Yes.
So that's why in Australia we say if you're a Liberal, and people say small l, meaning Liberal in the sense of the definition of the word, not Liberal Party. So they're sort of often at odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things.
But they're a confusing party.
Yeah.
They've drifted pretty right lately, but I think they maybe were more socially liberal, were they, back in the day?
I don't know. I mean, I'm barely politically engaged now, let alone before I was alive.
It's possible that because you hear the old Liberal Party leaders come out now and they sound way more central or centre, well, to the left of the current leadership of Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Or the recent ones anyway.
What was Howard?
Liberal.
Yeah, he's pretty conservative.
Yeah.
He some people love him. Well, he's second longest ever serving Prime Minister in Australia.
Yeah.
But he did blame refugees for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Punching up, as they say.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So historically they've been considered centre-right. Now, I want to note they often govern in coalition with smaller parties, but for the purposes of avoiding confusion, I'll just refer to them as the Liberal Party or just the Liberals. Mm-hmm. Often they're it was the Country Party, now the Nationals. But anyway, the Liberal Party was founded in 1944 by Robert Menzies, who had earlier been Prime Minister.
The longest serving.
That's right, because he'd already been Prime Minister for a couple of years for another party, but with his newly formed party, he went on to be our longest serving.
Can you imagine
PM,
that
16
happening?
years.
Wow.
Can you imagine that happening now? That someone forming a new party forms government? It'd be sort of, I mean, it seems like it'd be a good idea, but it does.
Yeah. Jeez, it wouldn't be, I'm not saying it would be a bad thing.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
just
we could have
saying,
a little fresher.
Yeah, I'm saying it's probably unlikely, but God, it would.
The old two-party system,
Yeah,
you know?
I wouldn't complain.
Let's do it. Let's step up.
But part of that, Dave, is because the Labor Party had a split around that time, and it just left a bit of a vacuum for Menzies to just be able to semi-unopposed because his opposition was split in two.
Right.
And he just kept going time after time. So 16 years.
My dad talks about it like as a kid, he just like that was the only government for most of his, from his childhood into his 20s. It was like...
Oh, it's such a long time because you were talking about John Howard being second. Like growing up, that was the Prime Minister.
Exactly.
That was who it was in the 90s.
How long was he Prime Minister for?
12 or 13 years.
Okay,
it was from like... He was out in 07 and he came in 96.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're very young. So he was the Prime Minister our whole lives.
Yes.
You'd obviously lived many lives before that. But
yes, I vaguely remember Hawke and Keating. But yeah. Because that was obviously when I was only...
You're in your 40s.
Yeah. The
440s.
The memory starts to go.
That's right.
in the 440s.
In the 440s.
I think we might have missed a zero there.
Robert Menzies is in charge for 16 years, and in fact, the Liberals were in power for 23 straight years.
Wow.
Until 1972, when a 6'5" man stepped forth and said, "It's time." That man was Gough Whitlam, a man who would shake up Australian politics and find himself at the centre of the most controversial event in our political history.
Wow.
So let's talk about the man, Edward Gough Whitlam.
Okay, it's a middle name.
It's a middle name.
Okay. But
there's a bit more info.
That is the full name, though.
Yeah, it's just Gough. So he was born in Kew in Melbourne on the 11th of July, 1916. You've heard of Kew?
Yeah.
It's pretty rare. Nearly all the prime ministers are from Sydney, right? It's pretty common for them to be...
A lot. And he also moved from Melbourne at like the age of 2.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, there's some percentage of like most of Parliament went to one school or something. Like it's insane.
The old boys.
Yeah.
They all went to Eton.
Yeah.
So he was referred to as Gough his whole life to avoid confusion with his maternal grandfather, also named Edward. Mm-hmm. And he got the name Gough from his paternal grandfather, Henry Hugh Gough Whitlam, whose father had served under Field Marshal Viscount Hugh Gough in India. So his middle name is named after someone else's surname, which is why it's such an uncommon first name.
Right. That's fun.
So
that's cool.
So he was simply Gough his
At least
whole
it's
life.
different. At least it's not James, you know?
Yeah.
Boring.
I've got a cousin of mine's middle name is Masherini.
Yeah,
named
that's good.
after our nana's surname.
Such a great name.
One of my friends, she and her sister, their middle names are Kayafa, which is their mum's maiden name. I'm like,
Kayafa's
that's
sick.
so good.
I love that.
That is a great name.
Because nobody's
For a
ever
boy
going
or
to
girl.
guess that, are they? Like,
No.
if you could win so much money hustling people at pubs, being like, guess my middle
Could be
name.
the new Rumpelstiltskin.
Because me, you go Anne or Louise for anybody my age, you're gonna eliminate most people.
You're right. You're not making shit at the pub.
I'm not making shit.
Neither are we with James as our names.
Kayafa's doing well.
Do you think, how it's all New South Welshmen that end up being Prime Minister? The same as the cricket, isn't it? They're all, like, they used to joke that when you got your New South Wales cap, you also got a baggy green under the table.
Tucked in.
Yeah.
Do you think that's just the better state?
Yeah, it's a bigger
It
state,
is
more
bigger.
population.
So best.
Well, no, I think odds are that...
So number one.
Yes. No, I'm not denying that. This isn't a gotcha moment. I think I've said that on the record.
Dave, fucking got him.
Absolutely. He
Got
is
him an
backpedaling.
absolute
Look at
beauty.
him sweating over there.
Got him an
Oh my
absolute
gosh.
beauty.
Look, I
I
say my favourite city is Brisbane, but I think, probably the best city is Sydney.
Well, Perth has just turned off.
I think Perth is lovely as well. I love Adelaide.
Adelaide were like, yeah, fair.
No, Adelaide's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Love Hobart. Love all the capital cities.
What about
Darwin.
Melbourne? What do you think about
Oh,
this city?
Melbourne's great. I mean, I choose to live here.
So
Say no more.
So, but if you just love everyone equally,
Yeah. It doesn't mean anything.
it doesn't mean shit. I don't believe you.
But I do love all these places.
Canberra?
Whatever.
We're coming there for the first time.
Canberra, I enjoy Canberra.
You enjoy Canberra. He doesn't like Canberra.
No, I actually really like Canberra.
All right, name you the worst capital city. What is
Yeah.
it? Come on.
Worst capital city in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have an answer.
See? He's a coward.
It's probably Perth, but I still like Perth.
Yeah.
I think there are parts of it that I don't like. But I think generally I still really like it. I did nearly get glassed there.
Okay.
That will change your view of a lot of places.
Yeah.
No, but I was there with Do Go On listeners at the time, and they were mortified. So I'm sort of riling them up, if anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perth's fantastic.
It's beautiful. And
Love your work.
And you go to the beach.
Oh,
No one will be there, and it's like one of the most beautiful places you've ever been.
Yeah, who knew it? Editor Connor's from there,
Yeah.
How can such a beautiful boy be created by anything less than a beautiful city?
Can't.
We love you, Perth. And we'll see you soon.
This is the kind of stuff that they're saying at the back of the classroom.
I love Perth.
I couldn't possibly choose a favourite capital city.
Sure, I love them
Least
all.
favourite.
Oh, no, Hobart. It's actually nice. The weather, it's actually quite nice.
Get there on a sunny day. It's beautiful.
So anyway, Gough Whitlam, he's known as Gough. His father, Harry, was a Commonwealth worked for the Commonwealth Public Service in Melbourne, rose to become the Commonwealth Crown Solicitor, and his father's involvement in human rights issues was a powerful influence on the young man. His mother, known as Mattie, was, according to the Australian Dictionary of Biography, that has a huge article on Gough that I refer to a fair bit, she was a gentle feminist, clever, witty, and unusually tall, a trait inherited by her son. The ADB adds...
She was 5'4".
My ears are burning at the moment.
Why?
A gentle feminist.
Clever, witty, unusually tall.
Yeah. Guilty as charged.
The ADB adds, as she was also deaf, the family's speech was enunciated for her to lip read, contributing to the distinctive cadence of Gough's voice.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So the family moved to Sydney, like I said, and then Canberra. Gough is so far the only Prime Minister to grow up in the nation's capital.
Oh, really? Oh, they're Sydney boys, mostly.
Yeah. Big part of that.
What kind of era is this?
So he's born in 1916, so he's at school in the 1930s.
Yeah, okay.
And he spent his final years at Canberra Grammar School, again from the ADB. Quote, he completed his leaving certificate 3 times between 1932 and 1934 as he was considered too young to go to university. So he just
like,
did
please,
year
let me
12
leave.
3 times in a row.
Why?
Well, nowhere else to go.
But he completed it.
Yeah.
That would be frustrating.
So, but what do you mean you're too young to go to university? What are you supposed to do in those years in between?
I know, like my grandfather said that he finished school at 16 or something and then went to Melbourne Uni. He was too young to study medicine, so he did dentistry.
Oh, wow.
They let kids do that.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah.
And the plan was to transfer to medicine 2 years later, but he liked it, so he just became a dental specialist. But it's just so funny that, it's like too young to be a doctor. But you could do this.
Yeah.
But then
But
apparently
but
they're
I'm
not
not
taking Gough at all in the 1930s.
I suppose back then, like, how long were those courses going for? Because, sure, but I could start studying now, and by the time I'm finished, I'm sure I'm old enough to be a doctor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But anyway, he
It was
just
a 3-month course back then.
Make more sense for you to spend more time doing that rather than doing the thing, finishing school. What was it called?
Finishing school.
What does that mean?
Finishing school's where you go to learn how to behave.
proper.
Yes, that's right.
balance
Be a
a book
proper
on your head.
lady.
I've been looking around for you, mate.
Yes.
I'm going to enroll you.
She's just left finishing school. Put her back in. She's not done yet. Is that something?
Yeah.
That's The Simpsons.
Simpsons, Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney, the king.
So he did year 12 3 times. Not surprisingly, he was Dux of the school.
3 times?
I imagine that. The last one
No,
anyway.
the third one, it was Goose. Like the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was
He's on another level.
I know.
There was a Dugo on listener who messaged in recently saying, I must have mentioned that before or something. They were saying that in their area they call it duck, grey duck.
You're kidding me. Practically, have a go.
Duck.
Yeah.
Duck. Grey goose. Oh
You've done it wrong.
no. I've done it wrong.
Grey
Grey
duck.
goose is a
Grey
vodka.
duck. Grey duck.
Grey duck.
Hang
Then
on.
what if you could just whisper the grey and just say duck again and start running?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like, what colour are the other ducks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck?
White duck. Yellow duck. White duck.
Blue duck.
Blue duck. Grey duck.
You go green duck.
Aqueduct.
Aqueduct. That's silly. The game is Duck, Duck, Goose.
No further
Everybody
questions.
knows that.
Everyone knows that.
I like duck.
Grey
Grey
duck.
duck, though.
That's funny.
So he got a scholarship to study at the University of Sydney, where he graduated in arts and law. Also at university, he met his future wife, Margaret Dovey. She was popular, outgoing, tall, and athletic. She was 6'2" and was an accomplished swimmer. She represented Australia in the 220-yard breaststroke in the 1938 Empire Games,
Cool.
which became the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah. When you're that tall, swimming's easy. You just you dive and you touch the other end straight away.
Just
You
reach
know
out.
when you were a kid and you're in the bath and you would did you ever do this? You'd like lie on your stomach and put your hands out and just kind of kick and push yourself back and forth. She's just doing that.
Yeah.
Lap, 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 lap. She's
New
actually
world
very
record.
unfit, but
Yeah.
she doesn't need to do much. It's amazing.
Her wiki page writes that seeing the 6'5" Gough, he was, quote, quite the most delicious thing I'd ever seen.
Quite the most. What an
She
awkwardly
is
put together sentence.
Poor knee.
So they married in 1942, which was, of course, wartime, and the same year he entered the Royal Australian Air Force, mainly based in the Northern Territory, flying Lockheed Ventura bombers. He reached the rank of flight lieutenant, and aircraft engine noise left him with permanent hearing damage.
Oh, I didn't know he was in the Air Force. That's cool.
Yeah. Again from the ADB. When stationed at Cooktown, Queensland, and at the Gough Peninsula, Northern Territory, Whitlam saw and was shocked by the conditions of Indigenous peoples. At Yukala in June 1944, he met members of the Yunupingu family who were instrumental in forming his lifelong commitment to Indigenous rights. Gough admired Australia's wartime Prime Minister John Curtin, who was leader of the Labor Party, and campaigned for the 1944 referendum that proposed to give the Australian government extra wartime powers for a period of 5 years, even when the war finished, with Prime Minister John Curtin saying that maintaining wartime controls was necessary for Australia to readjust to peacetime conditions. Like most referendums, it lost, but was pivotal for the young Gough Whitlam, who from then on was determined to do all he could to modernise the Australian Constitution. Still in uniform, whilst on leave from the Air Force in Sydney, he joined the Australian Labor Party. After the war, he worked as a lawyer, and I love this. This is again from the ADB. With his war service loan, Whitlam built a house in seaside Cronulla. He also bought the block of land next door using the prize money, which was £1,000, he received for winning the Australian National Quiz Championship in 1948 and 1949. He was runner-up in 1950, and these were broadcast nationally on ABC Radio. So you just use game show prize money to buy the block of land next door.
You can't do that anymore. No. Game show prize money won't buy a house these days.
Nah. It's not even a deposit.
Even Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah. Yeah.
You win the $4 million. Okay.
Well,
probably have to keep working.
It'll help you get in the door. Smaller mortgage, that's good.
Have you thought about a car?
Yeah. Have you thought about two kind of shit cars?
You mentioned John Curtin. I reckon he might have been a Victorian because there's a pub named after him in Carlton.
It's also the John Curtin University.
Yeah.
Is that in Melbourne?
It's in Carlton.
Yep, there you go. Well, I reckon he was probably from around that area.
Let's see where he was born. Born in Creswick or Creswick, I don't know, colony of Victoria.
Yeah, that's going away back when the colony of Victoria.
Colony.
Yeah, that's how old he was.
This guy's old.
Where is John Curtin University?
I think it's WA.
Yeah.
Well, Jess, you lied to me, and
No,
I believed it.
I was joking.
Yeah, but you've really got to sell it with a bit of tone.
Yeah,
that kind of dry humour doesn't wash. You can't wash with dry.
Yeah, if you've got a dry sense of humour, people tend to think you're just a fucking moron. And like you say stuff that's actually quite funny, and if it was said with a bit more pizzazz, people would be like, "That's the funniest guy in the world." But because you say it so dry, hypothetically, the royal you, people just go, "What a dumb cunt."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
crazy.
I don't relate to it, but you obviously do.
I was saying the royal you. I was,
Yeah. The royal you, as in you,
me.
So he's winning the quiz championship, and that's like on national radio, so it's sort of giving him a bit of a rep as a smart guy.
I was on national radio for 6 years, and I did not get a rep as a smart guy. Just want to say.
Why is that?
Yeah, in the ABC.
Didn't you ever get texts on the text line saying, "Geez, you sound so smart. We love you. You're great."
Nah, none of that. Got a lot of get this broad off here and stuff like that.
I love it. Yeah, people like old people listening to the youth station just telling on themselves. We're using terms like broad. Get this gal off the air.
His earliest efforts to enter politics were local, unsuccessfully standing for the Sutherland Shire Council in 1948 and in 1950 for the Legislative Assembly seat of Sutherland. But in 1952, he was elected to the House of Representatives. So he didn't do well locally. He's like, I'll just go for the national stuff.
Yeah, some people have just played better at a higher level.
Yeah, I'll go one above. Yeah. I'll go to their boss.
Yeah. It was a by-election in the federal seat of Werrier after the local member Bert Lazzarini died.
Sucked in, Bert.
What a way to find out. Poor Bert.
Oh, Bert.
He's gone.
Got another great name, Bert Lazzarini. Ooh, hello.
Was that the name?
Yeah. Matt Mastroeni, Bert Lazzarini.
Yeah, we're basically kin.
Yeah, same thing.
Both of us 1/16 Swiss Italian. During his maiden speech to Parliament, which are usually heard in silence, like you usually step up and everyone listens, it's your time to talk, Gough put the chamber on notice when, as he started speaking, future Prime Minister John McEwen interrupted him. And Gough coolly shot back. He said, I recollect that Benjamin Disraeli, who was the Prime Minister of the UK, said on the occasion of his maiden speech that time will come when you shall hear me. Perhaps I should say, the time will come when you may interrupt me. And everyone was like, Jesus, who's this young upstart? Again from the ADB, Whitlam's parliamentary ripostes were quick, effective, and at times cruel for their closeness to truth. He once reduced Garfield Barwick, or Garfield Barrick, to tears in a searing attack on the government's crimes bill, during which he called the diminutive Attorney General a, quote, truculent runt.
Truculent runt.
But imagine being the Attorney General
and crying because someone called you a truculent runt.
Sounds like rhyming slang.
It's hard to say. I don't understand what truculent means. I love it.
It's new group chat?
No, yeah, who wants truculent runt?
Well, I think it's going to be Dave.
Agreed. Runt's doing the heavy lifting there.
You're really giving me pause to cry here.
I'm really getting pause to cry.
Truculent.
Because I'm currently snappy little fecker, and I think that's actually, that's probably the best I'll ever get.
What am I?
Gleb.
I don't even remember what that means.
Me either. And you're
I think
Boris.
I think it was one of the Olga of Kiev's.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
There was a
descendants.
Gleb.
Gleb. Okay, I love it. I'm back to loving it. So that's Garfield Barwick, who was the Attorney General. He called a truculent runt. Well, let me say that Garfield Barwick will briefly come back in this story.
Oh, the
Ooh.
truculent runt returns.
It does feel that, you don't want to make an enemy. He's going to be plotting his revenge non-stop.
Yeah, that's right. And he might get the revenge. Gough had some very memorable quotes over the years. Later in 1972 on the campaign trail, Whitlam was once persistently heckled by a man demanding to know his opinion on abortion. And he finally shot back, "Let me make it quite clear that I am for abortion, and in your case, sir, we should make it retrospective."
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Someone trying to be elected as Prime Minister,
Yes.
being that brutal.
Yeah.
So that's what I
You
like
should be
about
dead.
it. Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's the funniest thing, but the context of who is saying that, and you're on a campaign trail, so you're trying to really appeal to everyone.
Yeah. The microphones are there. The
Yeah.
cameras are there. You're
And
like,
he's like,
"No."
yes, I'm pro-abortion, and fuck you, and you should be dead. That's so funny. That's so funny.
Yes. It's I think and that would probably have put off a lot of people.
Yes.
But it would have won over some as well.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Like this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, he was obviously going for that governing for all kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So he's a young parliamentarian. During these years, like I said, that was when Robert Menzies was Prime Minister. So he was in
Right.
Parliament opposite Menzies. During those years, Gough Whitlam rose through the ranks to become Deputy Leader of the Labor Party, almost being expelled twice for going against his own party. Firstly, on spending more money on schools. He disagreed with the policies that they had. And next, for withdrawing troops from Vietnam.
Which side of those things was he on?
He wanted more money for schools. And I actually thought he was going to be pro removing troops from Vietnam, but he was against the Labor Party at the time. We're like, we should get all the troops out. But I think he was saying we should do it in stages.
Right.
Because it'd be pretty crazy if we just pulled everyone out at the same time.
Yeah.
So he went against the party, which you are not supposed to do.
No.
And he did not. And I think they actually twice had votes whether to expel him from the party because he went fully against.
Yeah, especially if you're in the like the shadow cabinet or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or is it everyone? Would he normally just
No, I
have to
think
go to
after-
the backbench?
I
Or is
think-
that the Liberal Party?
So the way I think it usually works is maybe that's just Liberal Party, but they if you're
I think the Liberal Party is more open to having disagreements publicly if they're outside the cabinet.
so that
the
means
Labor
if you're
Party, I
a
think
minister,
The caucus votes on things and then everyone holds the party line. Is that right? This is going to be so annoying to Australian political nerds.
but also
Me. Yeah, I'm understanding
You
these
got it
words.
in the DNA.
Yeah.
But I think in the caucus, like in their own party room, you can obviously vote because you have a vote in the room.
Yes,
but I think
but once
publicly
the
you
decision's
yeah, that's
made-
right. You can't go out and be like, my colleagues were stupid.
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah.
You're not supposed to. Particularly like you say, if you're in the cabinet, which means if you're a minister or have a shadow minister portfolio, and often if you want to agree with your party, you will leave your ministry.
Yeah.
and, like you say, go to the backbench and have less power in the party because
But you have more freedom to speak your mind.
to heckle from the basically do what you guys are doing. Sit
Yeah.
up the back, be the Year 9 heckler.
Hey.
I mean, honestly, that sounds like the more fun job.
Yeah.
Gough also did not get on with the leader of the party at the time, this is the Labor Party, Arthur Caldwell, who was pro-white Australia policy that Gough abhorred.
Oh my God. When was this?
This is pretty late in the piece too, this is the 1960s.
Oh my God.
This is a set of racial policies that aim to forbid people of non-European ethnic origins, particularly people from Asia and the Pacific Islands, from immigrating to Australia.
It's so recent.
I know. It's so embarrassing.
And it's still so... It's in our DNA still. It hasn't been flushed out. Like, just... You still feel it.
All right, yep.
Ugh, it's so fucked.
Anyway, Gough was anti that.
Yeah.
But Arthur Caldwell was in charge of the party. He lost 3 elections in a row. This is Arthur Caldwell, before finally stepping down, and Gough Whitlam became leader of the Labor Party and the opposition leader in 1967. Gough and the Labor Party closed the voting gap between him and his rivals, led by the Liberal Party leader John Gorton, who had taken over after Harold Holt disappeared. We spoke about on a much earlier episode.
Gorton, he's a funny-looking fella. He was not a very popular one, though, was he?
Because of his face.
Well, you got a face like a drop pie or something.
Yeah, but not his value.
Hey, I hear drop pie. I think, okay.
Okay, I reckon we can salvage this.
3-second rule.
Drop pie's
Plenty
better
of
than
that
no
isn't
pie.
on the floor.
Yeah, that's right. Just scoop the bits off the top.
That's all right.
That's why it's got a lid. At the 1972 election, it was Gough Whitlam versus William McMahon leading the Liberals. The slogan, "It's time," time for change, was used as Gough Whitlam and the Labor Party put forward a raft of major policy proposals, accompanied by a television advertising campaign of prominent celebrities singing a pretty bad jingle. Have you ever heard it?
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
And the full version
It's
gets
time. And it's like,
Gets
you know,
like
it's like a... It's sort of in the sort of genre of the, you know, the songs for Africa.
Yeah,
What was
Yeah,
it?
it's a real Live Aid type
Yeah.
A
situation.
real We Are the World kind of
And
thing.
you'll never believe who we've got. You know, they've got Lionel Richie and they've got Sting.
Yeah.
Here, we've got Tony Barber,
Oh,
Barry Crocker,
whoa.
Graham Kennedy,
Holy
Okay.
Bert
moly.
Newton,
Yep.
Jack Thompson, and Jackie Weaver.
Okay.
Whoa.
Amongst dozens of people who were very famous at the time, but I don't recognise them
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
But they're the ones that are...
The king, you got the king of Australian comedy. Jackie Weaver still going strong.
Absolutely, internationally, killing it.
Jack Thompson,
Crazy.
an icon
Yeah.
of Australian acting.
Barry Crocker.
Barry Crocker, the singer of the original Neighbours theme.
Need we say more? And
Oh.
Tony Barber.
Tony Barber, Sale of the Century's first host in Australia.
Wow. I could probably read out the list of the other people that I'm like, never heard of her.
Yeah.
Don't know him. And I'd be like, oh my God.
yeah?
You don't remember Deborah Barber?
Tony's missus?
Deborah Baba.
How does your brain work?
Yeah.
You try to make up a name and you
Beautiful. It's
just
beautiful to watch him work.
one of the surnames of the short list you
don't
already
know
read.
Patricia Crocker? Eloise Kennedy? Tina Burton? Leah Thompson? Jack Weaver?
Leah Thompson's actually, she was in Back to the Future, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, this use of well-known actors and cultural identities at the campaign launch and in the song was not previously seen in Australian election
And
campaigns.
it still really isn't like it's big. I think it's still pretty common in America. Like you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. A lot of the
Yep.
celebrities are, and they're registered. Whereas here, it's not really talked about particularly. And you don't.
Yeah.
I don't think you could probably guess at what a lot of celebrities how they might be politically, but I don't think they're usually out in the ads going campaigning. and
Exactly,
stuff.
giving up their time to be in a commercial.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of people who have, at various times in their lives, voted for either party.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. Probably more of our, well, I was going to say more of our parents' generation, but I'm sure there's people of our generation who have as well.
But you feel
I
like
don't
the people
know.
are less rusted on Democrat for life or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Although there's probably still 70, 80% who might be, but that's shrinking, and it's like the major parties are having less and less primary vote each election, and the minor parties are growing from either side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting time.
The campaign worked, let me just say that. It's time. Labor picked up 8 seats and Gough Whitlam became the 21st Prime Minister of Australia. For the first time in 23 years, the Labor Party were back in power.
All right.
Apparently it was a very hopeful time.
Yeah, right.
I get when a big change happens that for people voting in their 20s, it just had never happened before.
Yeah.
That another party was in, and a party who's come in and who said, we're going to change things up. Like in a big way.
Yeah.
Well, they did not muck around, once again from the ADB. With the outcome in some seats still to be finalised, he formed what he called the interim triumvirate, with which he and Deputy Leader Lance Barnard held all 27 ministries. Again from the ADOB, with the outcome in some seats still to be finalised, he formed what was called an interim triumvirate, in which he and Deputy Leader Lance Barnard held all 27 ministries, and in 2 weeks, the triumvirate made 40 critical decisions.
Whoa.
That feels very like Roman Empire or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Like, they're still counting, and he's like, okay, we're going to get rid of that, bring that in, we're going to build a school here, we're going to do it. Like,
Gough, we're not sure you won yet.
yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah, but bulldoze that hospital. Oh, no, Gough, people are in there.
Is that the kind of thing he was doing? Bulldozing?
People in
To build an even better hospital.
Could we just have, renovated slowly so those people can still get better and treatment?
No, Gough's like on the bulldozer. Let's do it. Right.
He's on like a lot of meth.
We've had 23 years of this shit.
He's made these 40 decisions. He hasn't slept. He's just got a bulldozer. He's like, I'm on it. Don't worry about it.
I've got a mandate. We're not fully sure about that yet, Gough. I've got a mandate. Down it goes. Didn't I say this in the campaign? I'm going to bulldoze stuff. That's what I said. I can't remember what I said.
He's driving a tank through the streets.
I said a lot of stuff.
I said a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get it all done.
Woo, Tony Barber, where are you? So this is some of the things that they did. Starting with the withdrawal of remaining Australian forces from Vietnam. Although, to be fair, the previous Prime Minister, William McMahon, had withdrawn the majority of the year before, but there was still a few interim troops stationed. So everyone's out of Vietnam. Then they're released from prison, young men refusing to serve in Vietnam, dropping all charges against over 300 others and ending conscription.
Wow.
Because, at the time, if you were deemed a, quote, draft dodger, you were being jailed.
Fuck me.
So let those people free. Other announcements followed in daily succession, changing Australia's votes at the United Nations to support self-determination for colonial nations and sanctions against apartheid, and excluding from Australia racially selected international sporting teams. Recognising the People's Republic of China, but this ended formal ties with Taiwan. Removing sales tax on contraceptives, reopening the equal pay case which the McMahon government had opposed, establishing an Australian honours system as opposed to the British one that was used, inaugurating new grants for the arts.
So it went from sirs and dames to AOs. Is that right? No, OAs.
Yeah.
AOs adults only.
Well, there's a bit of that too. It was pro-AO. Like that. Establishing an interim commission to determine schools funding, instituting nursing home benefits, signing the United Nations International Covenants on Civil and Political Rights and on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, and instituting a judicial inquiry into Aboriginal land rights in the Northern Territory. And that was all in 40 days.
Wow.
And then they did a lot more between 1972 and 1975. There's a few more of the big ones. Australia and New Zealand took France to the International Court of Justice in 1973 over nuclear testing in the Pacific, leading France to cease above-ground testing. In regards to the last elements of the White Australia policy that I mentioned earlier, the Whitlam government removed the last racial elements of Australia's immigration laws. They abolished the death penalty for federal crimes. They established legal aid with offices in each state capital. Abolished university fees, making further education free, which it is not anymore.
No, that's slowly being rolled back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Starting with Labor governments as well, I think.
Damn.
Yes.
They established the Schools Commission to allocate proper funding to schools. Gough himself having lived in the developing Cabramatta, most of which lacked sewage facilities.
Jesus. It just sounds like he snapped his fingers and brought Australia into the modern age.
Yeah. So the Labor
That'd
Party...
be the positive take. I imagine you're going to talk about there's probably some downsides as well. But most of what you said sounds pretty good. I think, stopping relations with Taiwan doesn't sound ideal.
Mm. So, okay, we're looking for cons. Somebody was like, oh, now that my child's school's got better funding, he's too smart.
Yeah.
Oh, he's telling me he knows better.
He's outsmarting me and I don't like it.
There are probably people who were saying, but I just paid for my uni.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But to them, I'd say, and that is unfortunate, but it's just not like something wrong happened to me. It should happen to everyone now forever.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I think that's the right way to think.
I agree.
So they...
I had it tough, so everyone else must as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Suffer forever.
At least as tough as me.
Can you believe how good it is for this generation? They should have it worse than my generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Labor Party established the National Sewerage Program, which set a goal to leave no urban home unsewered.
Oh, yeah.
As God is my witness.
That seems incredible that was, 50 years ago?
Yeah, that's right. This is the 70s. Female Commonwealth public servants were granted equal pay and 3 months paid maternity leave.
Hang on.
What the fuck?
What, for the same work, they used to get paid less?
Yeah, and that was like an open policy.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Again, only just over 50 years ago. God Save the Queen was replaced as Australia's national anthem. Hooray! With Advance Australia Fair.
Boo. One dull song for another. Bum, 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 bum,
Don't, I'll cry.
Bum, bum, bum,
It's so beautiful.
Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, I'm late, Mr. Prime Minister. Yeah.
It could have been something interesting. A competition actually had been held that had nearly 4,000 entries.
Wow.
Of the 2,500 lyric-based entries submitted, the judges selected just 6 as suitable, with each writer awarded $500, and all the 1,300 music-based entries were rejected outright. Then they held an opinion poll with 60,000 people ask, which do you prefer of these 3 songs? None of them were from the competitions. They just ignored them.
Oh.
The options were Advance Australia Fair, Waltzing Matilda, and Song of Australia.
It could have been Waltzing Matilda.
It's the better song, but yeah.
Not for an anthem.
Does it have to be literal? You know? Does it have to be, where the grey country, there's water all around us,
Yeah.
stuff like that? Or could it be about a guy who is squatting on your land, stealing sheep,
Yeah.
and ends up dying in a billabong?
Yeah, I don't think Waltzing Matilda should be the anthem. I think it should be The Seekers.
I agree.
Yeah.
I am, you are, we are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're talking about the
Georgia
dragon.
Girl.
Hey there, blimpy boy.
No, Advance Australia Fair just got over 50% of the vote. And I will say that it was back and forth. It went back to God Save the Queen, and then they actually had another proper vote, and Advance Australia Fair came back. So anyway, at the time, I think it's just so funny. They were like, guys, submitted some entries. You have 4,000.
Yeah.
Well, these all suck.
They suck.
And I imagine some of them probably didn't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it should be Go You Good Thing, which was submitted to Ryan HG's The Dream in 2000.
Yeah.
Put a gap in them.
Put a gap in 'em. Go You Good Thing, go.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great
Let's get a
anthem.
vote going. Let's make some change. Let's make some change.
I'm voting yay.
Okay. I'm voting for Bachelor Girl.
I got hit by a train, and it's more than enough, and it's kind of the same. I think she went to the school my sisters went to.
Wow.
How about that?
Really?
Wow.
Sliding doors.
That's
And
my
you,
greatness.
and you friggin' throw Affluent East over at us, but your sisters are rubbing shoulders with Bachelor Girl?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I think that most prime ministers of Australia went to that school.
Yeah.
So they also introduced the Western world's first no-fault divorce on the sole ground of 12-month separation. I guess before they had to prove that something was
Someone had
a
been at
miss.
fault.
Yeah.
So now you can just get divorced for fun.
Yeah, we have to live separately for 12 months.
Man, some crazy,
That's not fun.
crazy marriage-based laws that were, still around not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're married. Well, you're kind of in international waters then.
Yeah.
You can really do some bad stuff. Ooh.
This is the non-financial contribution of women to the family home was also recognised in custody and financial settlements, enabling them to leave a marriage without having to prove fault or risk losing custody of their own children.
Wow.
Crazy. In 1972, his policy speech, Whitlam had committed his government to land rights for Indigenous peoples, and in August 1975, he travelled to Dagaragu, part of the land of the Wurundjeri people had sought to reclaim by walking off Wave Hill Station a decade earlier, pouring sand from his hand into those of the Wurundjeri elder and leader of the walk-off, Vincent Lingari, mentioned in the Paul Kelly song From Little Things Big Things Grow. Whitlam said, these lands belong to the Wurundjeri people, and I put it into your hand, part of the earth itself, as a sign that this land will be the possession of you and your children forever. The government had purchased 3,237 square kilometres of Wave Hill Station land from Lord Vestey, so weird it's owned by Lord Vestey, which it passed on to the people as leasehold title. So he's doing different stuff across the board. And then we get to a big one. Labor formed Medibank, a precursor to Medicare, giving Australians universal healthcare, which before that, like a large percentage of Australians didn't have health insurance.
Right.
Just for the people yelling at their iPods, Kev Carmody wrote From Little Things, Big Things Grow.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's given it to Paul Kelly.
Why are you whispering it down here?
Well,
it's almost impossible to hear when someone's driving in a car listening to From Little Things, Big Things Grow. Yeah, written by Kev Carmody.
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
Vincent Lingari is such a great name. And it really is a lyric that stands out in that song so much because it's just so pleasing to the ear.
It's really nice.
I love that.
Ernie Dingo plays the didgeridoo on that song. There's didgeridoo at the end and it's Ernie Dingo.
Holy shit.
Let me be the first to say, I think that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact. I'll say that. And I think I have the right to say that. So defensive about it.
I think I'm allowed to find that fun.
People who haven't listened for a while will be like, why is he... Well, Jess sometimes claims that she's the only one who can call things fun facts.
Never said that, how do you?
So Gough Whitlam's first year as Prime Minister ended with a record 253 bills having been introduced and 203 acts passed.
And that's what he was in it for, the record.
Yeah. He's on that ball.
Smashed.
He's on that bulldozer on the tank.
Yeah.
We're going to get him. So that's all pretty impressive stuff.
Do you think that like in the Olympic swimming, the line in front of him, you know?
He's just like, what about everyone should get a Dalmatian? There's one.
There's
okay.
one. What else?
Okay. Pass. Yep.
Pass. Coca-Cola's pretty good. Put in the law. Yeah, great. Shit, what else?
Great. Put that in the Constitution. Yeah, great.
Something about custard.
Custard's banned.
Custard's banned. Ban custard. There's three. Three in one day. Is that a record? And his party's like, Gough, we've got the majority, but this is a bit much.
Yeah. His wife's in the swimming pool, you know, doing that line thing.
Yeah.
The line's never, because she's past the line. She's either side of the line. The line can't keep up because she's going tap with her hands, tap with her foot, tap with her hands, tap with her foot.
The pool's just, the screen's just filling with line.
Is this a confusing bit? Is everyone picturing it like I am?
She's doing that line thing. I think was very clear to everybody. Okay. We all understood.
We all know the line thing from
the line thing.
The
and
Olympic
the sound
swimming.
that the line thing makes.
Well, when it's malfunctioning.
When she's doing it.
We all know that.
We all know
that. She's being electrocuted by the line in the pool.
She invents time travel.
It's pretty impressive.
Somehow. She created 74 gigawatts. All right, we'll edit all of that out. That I do think I lost it a bit. That is the coffee. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Is the coffee wearing off or wearing on?
It's kicking in.
So they did a lot in a pretty short amount of time.
Yeah.
And like Matt was saying, a lot of people still like, they did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all pretty impressive. A lot of change in a short amount of time. But it wasn't all good news for the Labor Party in government because all this stuff costs a lot of money.
Yes.
Labor's policies had been based around hoping for the continuation of the post-war boom of low inflation economic growth. They were like, the good times will roll forever.
Yeah, we're spending a little bit of money now, but things are cheap.
Yeah.
And money's going to only grow and it'll be fine. I'm cashing checks I can pay.
Exactly. It got bigger last year. It'll get bigger this year.
That's how it works, babe.
We'll never stop.
Hey, Dave, Paul Kelly co-wrote that song with Kev Comedy.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that.
I didn't know that.
And I went to make sure that I was right and Ernie Dingo does play on it.
Oh, thank God, because I didn't know that either.
For international listeners, my God, if you look up Ernie Dingo.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have seen his great work in Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, my God, yes.
He was so hot.
He was so hot in that.
Yeah, wow.
He's a celeb. He's a
Jess,
comedian, actor, TV presenter.
Is it you told me the story about your friend? Yeah, can you tell that story? It's
no,
so good.
I don't know if I know what story you mean. We did get a story of Simply the Jest that was Ernie Dingo related.
Oh, maybe that was it about a little kid in water?
Yeah. It was somebody.
In my head, I've made that as your friend when they were a kid.
It was, I can't remember what the actual topic was on Simply the Jest, which was a segment and then a podcast I used to do on Triple J. But somebody was telling the story about when they were little, they were walking along a pier, and there was a bunch of like guys sitting on the pier fishing, and this kid has like had a look into this huge bucket that had fish in it, and they're only about 2, and they've sort of tipped into the bucket, just filled with water and stuff. And somebody has grabbed them by the back of their t-shirt and pulled them out of this bucket. And their parents later told them it was Ernie Dingo.
Ernie Dingo saved me life.
How good.
Imagine drowning in a bucket of fish.
In a bucket. And you would have if it wasn't for Ernie Dingo.
Thank you, Ernie
It's
Dingo.
like drowning in a fish in a barrel.
I'm looking up Ernie Dingo Crocodile Dundee. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Come on, give us a squiz.
Hang on, I'm gonna. Whew, Ernie, jeez
What was
Louise!
Oh my God.
The hair. He's
That
got tight curls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful man, and very much loved in Australia.
Ripped as well from memory.
Yeah, still
That's just a headshot there.
still looking pretty good.
Oh, because he's got like the white beard and hair now.
Yeah, he looks good.
He had
White Fox.
He had a special on recently on the telly, and Isaac Compton
Yes.
was on it, and Dane Simpson and a few others.
Did you see
yeah.
Isaac's TikTok with Ernie?
Oh,
It's really cute. I'll show you later. It's really nice.
Love it.
he also for that Isaac went around the streets asking people to name an Indigenous person, and in the end he says to this guy, "What about Isaac Compton? You know him?" And the guy goes, "Nah." And Isaac sort of, it's obviously someone on the look on his face, and the guy goes, "Wait, that's you, isn't it?" And that guy I went to primary school with. I'm like, I haven't seen that guy in 20 years.
See?
How about that?
More of these brushes with fame.
What?
A guy who was interviewed on TV one time.
You know
And
that guy?
we're the affluent East kids.
Yep,
I
Bachelor
didn't get
girl.
my own phone until I was 14.
Well, I
and
didn't
my
get mine
brother
till I
got
was-
it for me.
I didn't get mine till I was.
Phones didn't exist for you. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not a fair comparison.
Yeah, but you had the car phone, the satellite phone. Your parents would have had that
Well,
in the Bentley.
I was there when what came up with it. He thought you should say ring a ding ding, you got the king when you answer the phone, but I convinced him to say ahoy hoy.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's good stuff.
I think
Anyway,
it was a while ago. That's how I remember the story.
That was
I'm still writing my book about the history of the world.
What?
And that I'll probably do a chapter about that anecdote. Now that I think about it, I'm going to.
and while you're having a think about that, Dave, do go on about Gough Whitlam.
All right, so they spend a lot of money.
Yes.
But the government, thinking the good times, this will last forever.
Yeah, good times. When things are good, it's always going to be good.
The plan for the next several decades.
And everyone's going to appreciate all these great changes we're making.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love
All
it.
those really conservative people, they love that we're paying women more and actually acknowledging the existence of Indigenous people.
Yeah, and allowing people to move here
Yeah.
who aren't just white.
Yeah. We're thinking that in like 20, 30 years' time, it might be nice to have a Chinese restaurant around the corner.
Wouldn't it? I mean, yeah. I don't know what they thought about the huge Chinese community who were already living in Australia
Yeah.
for probably 100 years at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But it is interesting, but yeah.
And the Pacific Islands, our close neighbours.
Yeah, stop dropping nukes there
Yeah.
for fun, France. What are you, Bond villains? What's going on, France? Why don't we talk about that more often? What the fuck was France doing?
Let's nuke an island.
Oh, down in, maybe in paradise? Fuck.
Let's nuke paradise.
Most beautiful place you'll ever see.
Wild.
So, but the government faced an immediate shift in the global economic situation. Whitlam came to office just as the international economy was entering a period of unprecedented post-war volatility and rising inflation, for which neither his government nor the Treasury was prepared.
Right.
They made a lot of promises saying, vote for us, we'll do all these things. And they did the things, but, the money's not quite there.
Well, here's the thing. That's where I want politicians to just talk to us like fucking people. Do you know what I mean? That's what I dislike about politics. I dislike the politics of politics. I don't like that it seems very fake and it's very like... So in that case, if I had voted for a party and they'd promised all these things and then there was unprecedented volatility in the market and they said, guys, totally, look, that's on us. We promised a bunch of things. There's no cash. We're going to have to pull it back a little bit. I'd be like, thanks for letting me know.
Okay, I think that would be nice, but I feel like a lot of people would feel cynical about that. Like, Oh, great. You told us all this to get you in, and now, oh, no, it's out of our hands. We can't do it.
Yeah.
I think
so you'd rather they just lie and connive.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can understand. It's a tight spot to be in.
Oh, it's the worst job in the world.
What do you mean we can't all have a Ferrari like you said?
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, Gough, he really shouldn't have said that.
That one was, yeah.
He was riffing that one.
Yeah. He was just pretty desperate at that point.
And they'll have a Dalmatian in the boot. Everyone will have a Dalmatian, and it'll be alive because we'll have breathing holes in the boot.
Gough,
the boot's open. The dog's fine. He likes it in the boot. Okay.
Gough spiralling.
So to this already volatile economic situation came the global oil shock of October 1973, increasing oil prices fourfold. And this led to what is known as stagflation, inflation together with stagnating growth and rising unemployment. So it's a bit of a recipe for disaster. Also, should be noted, Australia has a bicameral or two-chamber system where there is a lower house and an upper house that both must approve bills for them to become laws. And like I said earlier, whoever has the majority in the lower house, the House of Representatives, can form government. Labor and Whitlam had this, but they didn't have a majority in the upper house, the Senate. And for laws to pass, they need to pass both.
Yeah.
So it's easy in the House of Reps. You got the majority. You basically say, who votes for this? And nearly always people vote on party lines, so rubber stamp almost. But in the upper house, the opposition started to block bill after bill, so the government couldn't function. Basically, whatever they introduced, they'd say, no.
Right.
So in 1974, the Senate refused to pass 6 bills after they were passed twice by the House of Representatives, one of which was about establishing Medibank, which became Medicare.
Which is that's a trick. How many for a trigger to a double dissolution?
Well, that's exactly what happened, with the opposition threatening to disrupt money supply to the government, being like, they won't even pass it so you can pay government workers anymore. So it would be a complete disaster for the economy.
So they're really doing they're looking after the greater good, aren't they? Obviously, not playing politics with.
No.
That sucks.
Yeah, Whitlam was able to trigger what is known as a double dissolution election, where the government asks to dissolve both houses of parliament and have a full election rather than wait the full 3 years of their term.
Okay, yep.
It's basically a move to stop these stalemates. So in 1974, Australia again went to the polls. The leader of the opposition was Billy Snedden at this point, the Liberal guy, after a campaign featuring the Labor slogan, "Give Gough a fair go."
Give Gough a fair shake of the sauce bottle.
Just give it to
that's
him.
catchier.
Thank you. I'm very good at copywriting.
That's good writing.
I did one copywriting class at my degree.
Did you get an A?
Probably.
I said what before? It was Alexander Graham Bell. Close, though. What did Watt invent? The steam train.
What did Watt invent? Who's on first?
What? Bell?
He liked that.
Like that. That's
It's
good
a
stuff.
joke from his time.
Yeah.
So he gets it.
His contemporaries.
Yeah. I think I was there when they... That's pretty much what this book's going to be. Oh, yeah, I was there for that. And it went a little similar to this. Yeah. It's a very funny idea that I'm sure no one's ever done before.
When you said what before, I assumed that you were referencing the inventor of the mobile telephone that I don't know their name. And I was it's operating on another level
I
here.
honestly thought he was just going, what? I thought he was just having a bit of a breakdown.
Wasn't there an inventor called Watt?
Oh, God, he's back on the laptop again. Dave, try and get through some while he's distracted.
What?
Who?
So there's a sudden election. The Whitlam government was returned. So they held on with its majority in the House of Representatives cut, though, from 7 to 5. And its Senate seats increased by 3, but it still didn't have majority in the Senate. In the Senate, the government and the opposition each had 29 senators with 2 seats held by independents.
Interesting.
So they had the balance of power.
Bob Catter and...
He's been around for so long. Honestly.
Has he been around that long?
It might be 50
For
years.
international listeners, that's the guy who said, let 1,000 blossoms bloom, but I'm not going to be spending another minute. Well, because every 3 weeks... a person's ripped apart by a crocodile or something like that.
Yeah.
We should know that off by heart.
Oh, you didn't get a word of it right.
That should be the national anthem.
You're at the Rugby World Cup. Please rise for the Australian national anthem.
1,000
Blossoms bloom. But I ain't spending any more time on it.
In 1974, Bob Catter was first elected.
Wow.
But first to the Queensland Parliament.
Right.
So he has been a politician. He was alive and active as a politician.
That's amazing.
And he's still going.
It was James Watt, Scottish inventor and engineer who significantly improved the steam engine.
I see. And we thank him for his service.
And the Watt, the unit of power, is named in his honour.
I mean, we've all improved the steam engine,
Yeah.
but it's who comes up with it, mate.
Yeah.
What have you painted red?
What?
Well, you've just improved.
So the bills that have been rejected to trigger the double dissolution in the first place were again rejected by the new Senate. So they went through all of this and then it got rejected. So for the first and only time so far in Australia's history, a special joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament was conducted where they acted as one big house. And if you can get a majority across all of those seats...
Which they would have.
Yeah, because they're just in front. Because they had a majority, they were able to pass all 6 bills. Medibank came into...
That's wild.
Wow.
And the Liberal Party must have known that. So they're just playing funny buggers to waste people's time. They would know you can do this if we make you, and we're going to make you. But
I think it's never been done before, so it would probably take a lot of legal consulting of the Constitution. Can we do this?
I don't really understand how things worked before Medicare or Medibank then.
Well, everything was like 3-4 cents.
Fuck.
But you had to pay those full 3-4 cents yourself.
What?
If you want to go to the doctor.
Never got a rebate in those 3-4 cents.
Do you go into that, Dave? What was it like before
No,
that?
you don't have to go into that. It's just...
I think something like 20% of the population had no health insurance.
Right.
So if you
So
want...
private health insurance still existed?
Yeah, you could get health insurance, but I think if you went to the doctor, you just had to pay fully out of pocket what
Right.
the price was. And it meant a lot of people just couldn't
Yeah.
afford to go to the doctor or have an operation or whatever.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's a bad system. Vote for me.
And can I say, they passed it, but then the Liberals later got rid of it. And then the Labor had to reintroduce Medicare. So there was a time where it was everyone had it, then it was taken away.
Could it still be taken away?
Yeah, every election that comes up, the Labor Party do a bit of a fear campaign that we can't trust them with this.
They might take
And,
it away.
and the Liberal Party say, no, we're not going to. They know how popular it is. They're like,
Yeah.
well, no, we won't be touching
Been
it.
around for so long now that we're so used to it.
But Dutton had said earlier, before he was leader, before the last election, he did suggest that they should get rid of it. And that those clips came back to kind of haunt him a bit.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, obviously that was very naive. I'm embarrassed looking back at that interview.
When I said that 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was when I was just speaking my mind.
That was the old me. I'm trying to smile now.
Yeah. Haven't you seen the puff pieces?
So they had this, historic joint sitting of the two houses, and that session was authorised by the new Governor-General, John Kerr.
Turn? No, sure. John Kerr, 2 most famous things about this guy. This is one of them. Do you talk about his other one? Is it him who was real drunk at the horse races?
Drunk at the Melbourne Cup.
Drunk at the Melbourne Cup.
Got up there, got up on the microphone.
Yeah.
Clearly wasted.
There is 2 most famous things, both kind of shameful.
Yeah. Now, what is a Governor-General, I hear you ask?
What? Oh, yes.
Wow.
You're always one step ahead.
The Governor-General of Australia is the federal representative of the monarch of Australia, who back then, and for a long time, was Queen Elizabeth II.
What?
Yeah.
She was, back then,
Yes.
she was still alive.
Oh, you're
back then.
future-proofing the episode.
Yeah.
In case, God forbid,
Yeah.
one day the great one passes.
Imagine meeting her and being like, it's an honour to meet you, oh great one.
Oh, it's a great one.
It's actually,
Dab me up.
Fist bump.
actually, she prefers Her Majesty and then ma'am, but all right.
I say dab me up as well.
It's mom.
Yeah.
Dab me up, Queen.
I say marmalade.
But I'm saying Queen with a K.
Yes. And I'm saying dap with a B.
So the Governor-General, who's representing the Queen, is selected by the Prime Minister, but it's formally appointed by the monarch of Australia on the Prime Minister's advice. Basically, the Prime Minister picks it and then the Queen signs off on it.
Sure.
The Governor-General has a large community role, hosting events and honours, that kind of stuff. They also have a ceremonial role in swearing in and accepting resignations of members of Parliament.
Technically, they're the top.
Technically.
It's like the Queen, or one day maybe the King of England is sort of the top, but the Prime Minister really has the heads of state.
I'll put it into terms people understand.
Thank you.
It's kind of like in Parks and Rec when they need an interim mayor, which just is like it's a
I really appreciate you helping make this more digestible.
No one likes you. Dave, do go on.
This truculent runt over here.
That was too real.
Intro?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't want to talk about it
I
anymore.
mean, you lost me when you said mayor instead of mayor. So all members must make an oath of affirmation of allegiance to the monarch in the presence of the Governor-General before they're allowed to take their seat as a politician. They are also technically considered the Commander-in-Chief of the Australian Defence Force. In reality, however, they don't make military decisions. They do stuff like commissioning officers in the Navy, in the Army, the Air Force.
Cutting ribbons.
A lot of that. Or visiting military units to acknowledge the service of personnel. The Governor-General also has some responsibility for making sure Australia is governed according to the rules in the Constitution, and they do have some constitutional powers that are rarely used, which according to the Parliamentary Education Office are generally considered, but a bit open to interpretation, to be they can appoint a Prime Minister if an election has not resulted in a clear outcome, dismiss a Prime Minister if they have lost the support of the majority of members of the House of Representatives, refuse a request from a Prime Minister to call an election, refuse a request for a double dissolution, which we just spoke about, or dismiss a Prime Minister or Minister if they break the law. However, they are generally bound by convention to act on the advice of the Prime Minister and the Federal Executive Council. They are required to remain politically neutral and to only act in accordance with Parliament. A lot of it is based on tradition of those who've gone before. For example, the Governor-General gives, quote, royal assent to a bill, a proposed law, passed by the Senate and the House of Representatives. The Governor-General may recommend changes to a bill. However, no Governor-General has ever refused to give royal assent. So they could technically block a bill, but no one has ever done that. And because decades of tradition, no, it's
you don't want to be the first one who just goes in there like
that.
The real rebel.
If you do it, because can the Prime Minister can you get sacked by the Prime Minister? They kind of give you the job, so it's funny to be. That's like a funny sort of power balance.
Yeah, it's a two-way thing where the Governor-General is the only person that can sack a Prime Minister, but the Prime Minister is basically the only one who can dismiss a Governor-General.
Right.
I had to Google who our current Governor-General is.
I couldn't tell you.
Is it Sam Mostyn?
Yes.
Okay, that's the first time I've heard that name.
Is she the first woman?
No, remember Quentin Bryce?
Oh my God, of course.
That's right, she's the second. But I think
she's not the first. She's the second.
Quentin Bryce would be the maybe the last one I remember.
What about Peter Cosgrove? Wasn't he?
He was the one before, I think.
Right, okay. That's the last one I remembered. So that was a while ago, was it?
It's a while back.
Yeah,
okay.
I think Howard put him in, didn't he?
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, Jess.
I don't think so. Jess, you stupid bitch. I wouldn't say that, no. Anyway,
let's look it up. Come on, we've got the Google.
But you're telling us
2014.
You're telling us a lot about what Governor Generals do and what they definitely don't do.
Oh, they've got this power technically.
Technically, but it's not something that's ever wielded.
Never wielded. And until the 1960s, nearly all the Governors General were English members of the aristocracy, including Prince Henry, Duke of Gloucester, the son of King George V.
Huh.
So they were often like Baron of blah blah, like those kind of guys.
But they'd send them to live in Australia?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. What a punishment.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter, I think I've merged Peter Hollingworth and Peter Cosgrove in my head as the same guy.
Mm.
And I reckon if you looked at photos,
Did I say Cosgrove
you'd understand why. It is Cosgrove?
Oh, it is Cosgrove, okay.
So maybe that was part of my merging.
Yeah.
You've
included Gillian Cosgrove.
Yeah. Peter
Who should be Governor General.
I didn't, yeah,
There's
so
still
Peter
time.
Cosgrove was quite recent.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So until the 60s, they were English aristocracy.
Yeah, and now, since then, they've all been Aussies.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1974, Prime Minister Gough Whitlam appointed John Kerr to be the 18th Governor-General of Australia. Kerr was a 60-year-old barrister and judge who had been born to working-class parents in Sydney, where he'd won scholarships to Fort Street Boys High School and the University of Sydney, where he studied law. So he actually comes from pretty humble beginnings. He's not from the old boys club. He became a barrister, but, obviously becomes part of it, before being appointed to the Commonwealth Industrial Court in 1966, later serving on Territory Supreme Courts and as Chief Justice of New South Wales. The previous Governor-General, Sir Paul Hasluck, sounds like he's got a bit of luck.
Paul Hasluck.
He declined an extension of his term, so Prime Minister Whitlam offered the post to Kenneth Meyer. He too declined. Whitlam then offered the position to his treasurer, Frank Crean, and then his own deputy, Lance Barnard, neither of whom was keen to move on from Parliament. So finally, Whitlam approached John Kerr, his fifth choice.
Wow, that's what you want.
And he'd live to regret that fifth choice.
Oh.
John, more like Wayne.
No, let people figure it out at home. Come on, let's not spoon feed it.
It's a funny name.
It's a great name.
Wayne. I think it's a great name.
I love it too. According to the ADOB again, John Kerr rejected the idea that the Governor-General was a powerless position.
Okay.
He's like, it's not just a figurehead.
It's not just ceremonial.
No, come on.
I'm not just here for looks.
No.
Okay, I've got power.
I'm the top dog. He was, from accounts, a pretty arrogant guy.
Okay.
And showed off to at least one person that he described himself as the most powerful man in the country.
Okay. Dangerous.
He figured that technically, according to the Constitution, he could dismiss the Prime Minister. So he's like, I guess I'm above him. I mean, if I've got the power to fire someone, I guess I'm their boss.
He was perhaps then the wrong choice, I think.
So
Instantly, power went to his head.
Yeah.
So let's put a pin in that piece of foreshadowing.
Someone who just does not respect the history of it.
Mate, it's basically you're just a figurehead.
Yeah.
It's ceremonial mainly. Yeah. Ceremony. Yeah, I can see a ceremony where I sack the Prime Minister.
Yeah. I'm going to chop his head off.
Do I get a crown?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the ceremony. Yeah, ceremonial. Yeah.
Where's my helicopter?
If I push a button, can the helicopter come here?
How many ships have I got at my disposal?
How many ships?
I wish to wage war on small islands. There are many around us.
Tasmania.
Let's get the nukes back.
Consider this your sign to skip the what's for dinner debate tonight. Outback Steakhouse has a 3-course meal starting at just $14.99. Start with soup or salad, then take your pick of down-under entrees, like our juicy towering burger or flame-grilled shrimp. And for dessert, New York-style cheesecake, plus $8 cocktails all day, every day. 3 courses, starting at $14.99. Tell the group chat you'll see them at Outback. Price and participation may vary.
Hi, who here loves when their nails are perfectly done? Me. I'm Sarah Gibson Tuttle, and I started Olive in June because, let's be real, we all deserve to have gorgeous nails, but who wants to spend a fortune or half their day at the salon? And that's why I created the Mani system, so you can have that salon-perfect manicure right at home. And guess what? The best part? Each mani only costs $2. Yep, you heard me, $2. No more $30, $40, $50 salon trips that eat up your day. Now you can paint your nails whenever you want, wherever you want. And trust me, you're going to be obsessed with your nails and everyone is going to ask you, where did you get your nails done? And here's a little something extra. Head over to oliveandjune.com and get 20% off your first Mani system with code PERFECTMANI20 at oliveandjune.com/PERFECTMANI20. That's code PERFECTMANI20 for 20% off at oliveandjune.com/PERFECTMANI20. You're all set for a nail glow up. Let's get those nails looking fabulous, shall we?
So let's talk about some of the many scandals that racked the Whitlam Labor government. Because also the money stuff, there was also a few scandals going on. Because it wasn't all smooth sailing. Here's a quick sort of greatest hits of the bad bits.
Great.
There's...
Worst hits.
Yeah, this is the worst hits. Where were the worst hits compilations?
Yeah.
Where's the non-essential John Farnham?
There isn't any.
Yes.
How dare you?
Well, they did release a 3-disc anthology, the greatest hits, and then sort of the B-sides and rarities. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Yeah. And then a best of live stuff, I think, from memory. So maybe you think, is that what you think about?
Is that what you think about?
I'm always thinking about that. So in 1973, you had what were called the Murphy raids. Attorney General Lionel Murphy, operating without any permission from Prime Minister Whitlam or his cabinet, raided the offices of ASIO, which is Australia's top spy agency, including their Canberra office at midnight, hoping to obtain terrorism-related information that the ASIO was accused of withholding.
Okay. Did they find anything?
Well, no.
Okay.
The Prime Minister of Yugoslavia was about to visit, and ASIO officers claimed not to be able to locate the file, which to properly brief Murphy. He's like, I guess I'll just go get it myself then. So he ordered the police to raid ASIO. And people were like, what the fuck? You can't raid ASIO. This is not a good look for the government.
They're just sending local constables down?
Yeah.
And they're like knocking on the door like, I think you probably outrank me, but I've been sent here to raid you, I guess.
And you're the government raiding ASIO. It's like, doesn't the ASIO work for the government? Like, aren't you all sort of sharing stuff together? So not a good look. It also pissed off the United States, who were sharing information from their own spy agencies with ASIO, and were pretty alarmed at their top secret information being raided as well.
Yeah.
So it was a diplomatic incident.
We don't like to upset the US.
No.
We don't like it.
Yeah. And you can see that in recent, dispatches from the Prime Minister. It's always very diplomatic.
Yeah.
But, you read between the lines. Things are a bit weird over there.
Yeah. Things are getting a bit weird.
No, we're not saying, anything in particular.
Not bad weird.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Just different.
Stay weird.
Austin, the weirdest of them all. Stay weird out there.
Proudly weird. Weird can be a positive, a compliment.
I mean, it's the weird. Joe Rogan's mothership is there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's weird. It's weird that Joe Rogan has a mothership. Has anyone ever talked about that? It's weird. As for the raids themselves, they didn't get any good information out of it. According to the legendary journalist George Negus, who was then Murphy's press secretary.
The man, the myth, the mustache.
This is what he said. He said, quote, Lionel Murphy, had asked for the files of the 6 most dangerous or subversive people in Australia. When the files arrived, Murphy found they were of several Communist Party unionists and people such as the Communist Party leader and peace movement activist Mavis Robertson. When he told Whitlam, they both laughed. They were like, yeah, this is the most dangerous person in Australia.
Mavis.
They're like, okay, I guess we could probably have the Prime Minister of Yugoslavia come here. It's okay.
George Negus' son was in Crocodile Dundee.
Oh,
what the hell? He's Andy Dingo's dad?
And then worked at the ABC.
It all ties together.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet they all went to the same school.
I worked with him.
Really?
You worked with Junior Negus?
Yeah. Serge Negus
was on Crocodile Dundee.
He plays Crocodile Dundee's
How
son
old
in
is
Crocodile
George
Dundee
Negus?
2.
Oh.
Is it the second one? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Escape to New York, or whatever it's called.
Oh, was that number 3?
Oh, maybe.
Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Escape to New York.
The first one he goes to New York, doesn't he?
That's not enough.
That's where it's not enough.
Anyway. Bit
there
of
you
fun
go.
fact there for you.
That
because we've brought up Crocodile Dundee twice.
Good luck getting that knife into America these days, I'll tell you that.
Good luck getting it into the bloody MCG, mate.
Yeah.
I just try to take my knife out for a nice night out.
Yeah.
Nice knife out. Oh, what? I can't bring my knife in. My knife's my best friend.
How am I meant to eat this meat pie without a knife? It's ridiculous.
They just hand it to you. I like to eat my meat pie with a knife and fork, thank you very much. So I BYO.
I've got a fork as well.
It's joking.
It's a pitchfork.
It's a really big pitchfork and a massive plate.
What? I like to eat a pie at the footy.
I'm
the
hungry.
most Australian thing you can do.
Oh, sorry that I'm maybe a little more delicate than people who eat with their hands. No, I use cutlery.
Yeah, I like getting on my grubby little fingers. I don't know where they've been.
No, or even worse than that, I do know where they've been.
So that's one scandal. Then in December 1974, Deputy Prime Minister Jim Cairns was named the new Treasurer. Cairns' reputation took an early blow with media coverage of the appointment of Junie Morosi as his private secretary, a woman with no prior Treasury or public service experience, and with whom he engaged in an extramarital affair.
Oh.
There was some pretty grubby and sexist 1970s media coverage over the whole thing. Junie Morosi's wiki page says this: the fact that Morosi was quote-unquote exotic, and then in brackets, the media's code word for Asian, youngish, she was 41, and attractive was given much prominence.
They didn't put anything in brackets after attractive, allegedly.
Can I just
No, attractive, not my taste, but some.
just want to underline the fact that 41 is youngish.
Yeah.
So you two are like little children
Oh my
babies.
god! I think I might be youngish
compared
in
to a very
comparison
old
to
man. Jim.
Jim Cairns. Yeah. Then it says, this is on the wiki page. It says citation needed, but from what I've heard and read, it does sound accurate. The media covered it in a really gross way.
Yeah, of course.
So that's just one of the smaller scandals. But then a much bigger scandal that haunted the government in the long term was what is called the Loans Affair. Again, this is a very brief overview. Australia's Minister for Minerals and Energy was Rex Connor. Ooh. I'd vote for that guy.
We need more Rexes.
Bring it in.
Rex needs to come back.
Well, there's one way you can do that, Jess.
Rename my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rex.
It's a dull dog name, but a great human name.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was just
Sort of a
overdone for
hacky
dogs.
dog
Right?
name,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a hack
Yeah,
dog name.
but
Good
for a
name.
human.
Rex is a bit fucking basic
That's
for a
right.
dog. It's a
Yeah.
bit like Bella. Every dog's called Bella.
Is that true?
Or Luna.
Luna, that's a big one.
Luna's a big one.
What about them? What would make it a Luna? Because it's like a moon. Is it they darker
Just a
dogs?
dog who's
It's
always
like a
mooning
nightish
you?
dog. Oh yeah,
It's got no pants on.
prominent anus.
It's got a
Prolapsed
little
or
peach butt.
yeah. Okay.
Well, it's basically anal backwards.
Oh my god, it is too. Anal crap, Luna Park. Dad told me that when I was a kid, and I didn't realize how funny it was.
Did he look at you and say, "My humor's wasted on you, boy"?
God, you're a constant disappointment to me.
So, the Loans Affair. According to the National Archives of Australia, Rex Connor saw enormous potential for Australia to develop its considerable minerals and energy resources in a way that retained Australia's control over them. That sounds good. With the world energy crisis and a worsening economy, Connor looked to overseas loans through non-traditional sources as the solution.
Oh dear.
Let's borrow money now, spend it, and then we'll make money later.
Yeah, non-traditionally.
Great.
Put it all on the doggies.
He was introduced to a London-based commodities trader named Tirath Kemlani. And Rex Connor was given authorization by the Federal Executive Council, which is signed off by the Governor-General, John Kerr, to raise loans of $4,000 million, also known as $4 billion,
4,000 million.
for what was described as temporary purposes. So huge loan you can get from this private guy.
4 billion.
Wait, Australia just went to a guy.
Yeah, just a guy.
This feels like it's going to go well.
Are they doing it through WhatsApp?
They found him on Craigslist.
Hey, you up? $4 billion, you got it?
Yeah. Meet me at this address.
Yeah, I wanted non-denominational bills, yeah. Connor's negotiations with Kemlani proved fruitless. No funds were secured, but the secrecy surrounding the dealings were broken by the opposition questions in Parliament. The opposition were like, sorry, you're doing what?
Yeah.
You're getting money from where? And not telling people? This is weird. So the Executive Council revoked Connor's authority in May 1975. They said, actually, don't worry about it. But in October, the Melbourne Herald published information showing that Connor had continued his attempts to secure the loans after his authority had been revoked.
Yeah, there's two ways a Rex Connor's going to... He's either a guy who gets results or he's just a rogue weirdo.
Because I think he believed in it so much, he's like, no, I can get the money.
I'm
good
Rex
for
Connor.
it.
I get things done.
Yeah.
Get results.
I'm imagining an interesting hat.
Yeah. Mate, a fedora, but it's got polka dots on it.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
Interesting. Mate, I'm interested in that hat.
Hey, what's that guy doing over there with that interesting hat?
What's going on with that
It's a
hat?
conversation starter for sure.
Is that a Minnie Mouse fedora?
Has he got Minnie Mouse ears on it as well?
That is interesting.
That is interesting. Yes.
Okay, Rex.
Okay.
Rex, are you okay?
I was thinking more like a Crocodile Dundee hat.
Oh, yeah.
But we could go with polka dot Minnie Mouse
fedora.
A guy wearing a polka dot Minnie Mouse fedora hat being like, do you have $4 billion?
Fuck. I know what the game's going to be in the Patreon section.
Give him an interesting hat.
Everyone's wearing an interesting hat.
Describe the hat. So this came out and Rex had to resign because he started to try to get money even when he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he's gone. That's a big deal already. Then Deputy Prime Minister and Treasurer Jim Cairns, who's having an affair with the exotic younger lady.
With the really interesting exotic younger woman. Oh my God. She's Asian.
He also lost his front bench positions due to loan raising activities. He denied trying to raise a loan, but then a letter was produced that he'd signed offering someone a 2.5% commission on the loan if they could secure it. So Whitlam had to fire him because he was like, I'm not doing that. This paper says you are, and he goes, oh, crap.
Whitlam's like, guys, I operate fast and loose very publicly. You're doing fast and loose sort of in the shadows.
Yeah,
you're doing stuff without even telling me about it. This is not
fast and loose, but tell me first. That I can get on board with.
I'll announce it through my loudspeaker in the tank.
Yeah, you can borrow the tank if you need.
We let everyone know.
You got to
via the tank.
You got to talk to me about these things, though.
So while the loans affair never resulted in any actual loan, according to author and Whitlam speechwriter Graham Freudenberg, which is an incredible name.
Another great name.
I love it. Quote, the only cost involved was the cost to the reputation of the government. That cost was to be immense. It was government itself.
I don't get it.
It was government itself.
Basically, it was going to cost them their entire government.
I see, yeah, okay.
That's how bad this went for them.
Sorry, did you want that to be a moment where we went, whoa?
No, I did enjoy the look of confusion on your face.
Okay, yeah. I was really trying and I just didn't understand.
I understood it and really reacted big inside. I thought I didn't want to be uncouth about it.
Did you hear any of it?
Yeah.
Be honest. Did you hear anything Dave has
The
said
government
today?
itself.
That's good.
And I think AJ will put in a dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, if you want.
You can even use that one I just did.
That was perfect. Go again clean.
Dun, dun, dun.
AJ, use that whenever you want.
Yeah,
Drop that.
I'd put that.
Put a
have
reverb
its
on that.
own button
Man,
on your machine.
Yeah, on your machine.
We should point to him on the camera he's got on us, and then he just puts it in.
Yeah.
For example, now.
Dun, dun, dun. Is it true that this episode might be might be going to be available video wise for patrons?
Yeah, let's say that. And if it's not true, AJ, edit this out. That's right, ad free and also video, not free. On
And
Patreon.
bonus episodes.
And bonus
for
episodes.
a month. Do go on pod. That's the / bit at the end. And then before that, patreon.com.
Yeah.
I think that's a new way of saying that address.
It's better. People felt like when they were given information just like clearly, it was pandering.
Yeah,
it was like, well, don't make me. And now I'm not working for it. It's sort of like by giving people information in a really jumbled way. It's like Sudoku for the brain.
Yes, we're gonna. Yeah, it's a cryptic clue.
That's right.
To our
See if you can find us.
Patreon address.
Yeah.
I'll read out my email. It's at da mail v dot w xx1 dot. Oh, too many dots. Hang on.
I don't like it. I'm sorry.
It's just at a level you're not up to
So
yet.
drop me a
but you'll
line.
get there.
Drop me a line.
I really Sudoku makes me feel bad. I don't
No, I'm
like
not good
it.
with numbers.
Yeah.
But then cryptic crosswords are too confusing as well. I think I like word searches.
Yeah.
I think I like those. Those are nice.
I've been following Minute Cryptic. You follow that guy?
No.
He's an Aussie guy.
Does he explain?
And he does one clue a day and he sort of works your way through it.
Shows like
Teaches you the tricks and
the
stuff.
workings out of it.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you've picked up a few?
Yeah, definitely solve them. Like every second one now, I'll probably solve without his help. When early on, it would have been way less than that.
That's great.
Nice.
Proud of you.
Thank you so much.
So Whitlam, I've got to say, he was a pretty arrogant guy himself, and he thought he could ride out any controversy. And pride, as they say, comes before the fall, and he ignored many warning signs. Some of the warning signs came from Gough's new opponent, Malcolm Fraser, who had taken over as leader of the Liberal Party after they lost the 1974 double dissolution election. Also a towering 6'5", he was a match both in size and political manoeuvring for Gough Whitlam.
He was one of the guys I was talking about before, and it said old Liberal prime ministers who seem like they're shitting on current Liberal policy, saying it's abhorrent, it's cruel.
Oh, yeah, that's
about
right.
refugees and other such things. He was one of them while he was still alive. Spoiler alert.
Hang on.
What?
Rest in peace.
It's ruined everything.
All good things must come to an end.
There's more than enough info on all of these guys' own reports, particularly Gough Whitlam and Malcolm Fraser. But as a brief summary, 14 years younger than Gough Whitlam, Malcolm Fraser was born in Toorak in Melbourne on the 21st of May 1930, also going by his middle name. His first name was also John.
Toorak, for people who don't know, that's the affluent east.
Oh, yeah, holy shit.
That's Melbourne's most expensive suburb.
Yep.
His father...
It's just mansion. Cafe.
Mansion.
You can't afford that cafe.
Yeah, you
know,
not
like,
no shoes.
Keep driving to Malvern, mate, and then maybe you can afford a coffee.
Maybe.
Malvern, what's that, the third most expensive suburb?
His father, Neville Fraser, played first-class cricket for Oxford, playing primarily as a leg-break googly bowler.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He took a total...
Don't be ridiculous.
Come on, you know this. He took a total of 59 wickets in 17 matches at an average of 23.57, which is very good.
A leg break googly.
So it's like Shane Warne style, leg break, leg spinner.
No, I don't want to. Okay. I don't want to understand it. I just want to criticize it.
Okay.
Leg break googly bowler.
That's silly.
Did he bowl any Chinaman?
That was the one that
was. What does that mean? Is that
Chinaman.
a left-hand spin? Is it left-hand Chinaman? I don't know what that means.
Or growing up playing like cricket, Shane Warne Cricket 99 and PS1, you could like pick a bowler and one of them would be slow left Chinaman.
I remember AB would bowl left arm orthodox, which I think is like finger spin for a left armer, maybe. This it feels like, remember we did that episode that was trying to explain cricket and we just got confused and all the cricket people who love cricket who listened just were like, this is bad.
Yeah.
You are, if everything you said was wrong.
Oh.
So I had to change the name from Cricket Explainer to Cricket Explainer by people who don't really understand cricket.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought it was interesting. His father was quite a good cricketer, but then World War I started in 1914. His dad enlisted.
He was English born? Or he was an Australian playing for Oxford. Yeah, his dad.
I think Australian playing for Oxford.
Right.
And he enlisted in England for the First World War. Anyway, his son Malcolm Fraser was born in Toorak, but he was raised on his father's sheep stations in New South Wales. He studied politics, philosophy and economics at Oxford, returning to Australia in 1952. Elected in 1955 as the Liberal member for Wannon, he was the new Parliament's youngest member, being only about 25.
Wow.
It's funny, even the Victorian-born or Melbourne-born future Prime Ministers, but two of the three that you've talked about, and when they were young, they moved to New South Wales.
Yeah. I know, I rolled my eyes because I was like, yay, Toorak. Oh.
Yay, Toorak.
That's
the first time we've ever thought that.
It's definitely the first time I've ever thought that, but I thought, it's in Melbourne.
Hey, about time. The underdogs from Toorak.
God, it's good to get some people from Toorak into Parliament, I reckon. If they can get out of their mega mansions.
Why would they take the pay cut?
Yeah.
He married Tammy Beggs the following year. This is Malcolm Fraser, and they had 4 children. So he was an experienced government minister when the Liberals had been in power. He was minister for the Army in 1966 during the Vietnam War.
Just a quick memory there. 66.
Yeah, he missed it earlier.
He missed one earlier.
Yeah.
Did I? 66, that's the year that Chicago Bulls were formed, where Michael Jordan went on to play, where he wore his North Carolina University shorts underneath his Bulls shorts, which is why big baggy basketball shorts became popular. It's also the year that the Saints won their one and only VFL AFL premiership.
Thank you.
England won their one and only men's football World Cup. I don't think the women's... I think it might just be the only World Cup. Probably didn't need the men qualify there. I don't think England have won in the women's, have they? They won the Euros. It's the Lionesses.
You're looking at me.
I thought you were the footy fan.
No.
Jess is all about rugby union these days.
I love rugby union.
She loves it. So in 1975, at the age of just 44, he was leader of the opposition. This is Malcolm Fraser. And they were sticking it to Gough Whitlam's Labor Party, because although Labor had the majority in the lower house, which gave them the right to form government, remember, the Liberals had the majority in the upper house, the Senate. And for a law to pass, it must pass both houses. When he assumed leadership of the Liberal Party in March 1975, Malcolm Fraser pledged that the opposition would only use its Senate numbers to block supply in the, quote, most extraordinary and reprehensible circumstances. And nearly any time Labor did anything sort of slightly dodgy or anything, the media would say, "Is this it? Is this reprehensible?"
Stuff like what making medicine affordable, stuff like that.
Yeah, reprehensible. Punish him. And he kept being asked, and he said, no. But then finally he cited the loans affair that I mentioned before as an example of the circumstances. So they started to block the supply. And they, which would allow the government's budgetary legislation to pass, and they just kept blocking it, hoping again to force the government to call an election. The Senate blocked passage of appropriation bills needed to finance government expenditure, basically making it impossible for the government to continue. They couldn't spend any money, and this was the beginning of the constitutional crisis.
It's such a bad precedent to set. Like, oppositions have been doing that probably forever, I guess, but just like burning the place to the ground. It's what led to that really tumultuous time, 10 years back, where prime ministers changed every couple of years. It's because the oppositions were just so brutal. They weren't playing, like, looking after Australia as a country. They were just playing politics, which I guess they always do, but in a more vicious way. And then they get into power and everyone's like, what do you got? All you did was be negative and now you're in. They're like, oh, shit. And then the opposition does the same to them, and it switches again, and it's like, it's just such a short-term, short-sighted way to run politics.
Yeah. Well, they're looking at the polls going, it's actually looking a bit better for us now. Let's force them to make an election now. We might get in. We'll get in. Like all the previous scandals and incidents, Gough Whitlam assumed that he'd be able to ride it out, and like I said earlier, ignored warning signs that his government's future was at stake. He even allowed Malcolm Fraser, the leader of the opposition, to have several private meetings with the Governor-General, John Kerr, which they wouldn't have been able to meet without the Prime Minister's permission.
Right.
But he was a bit like, what's the worst that could happen? You guys can have a chat.
Yeah. So he was maybe a little cocky?
A little cocky.
Yeah.
Yep. We now know that in those meetings, Fraser was pressuring John Kerr to act, or he'd say he'd badmouth him publicly for not doing so and start blaming the Governor-General.
And this is a guy who's already said he already had sort of like...
Well, I mean, I guess I could do something. I am the most powerful man in this land.
What do you call it? Something of something? What do you say that?
Delusions of grandeur?
Yes, thank you.
Incredible. That was great. Matt Stewart translation.
Thanks, Jess.
You're usually, one of us will usually get it. It's usually you, Dave. Sometimes I just look at even if I get it, sometimes I'm just like, I just stare at him like, how dare you?
I wasn't getting that one, though. That was good. So
something of something.
Yeah. It was pretty straightforward, mate.
Queen of England. Because remember, in extreme circumstances, for example, where the government can't supply because their bills aren't being passed, the Governor-General could have the power to dismiss the Prime Minister and their government. And like we said before, though, the Prime Minister was also the one that can or get the balls rolling to fire the Governor-General. So because of this, John Kerr never said to Gough Whitlam, if you don't get it going, I'm considering sacking you. Because as soon as he said anything like that, Gough Whitlam would be on the blower to the Queen to say, get rid of this guy.
Right, yeah.
So they can't really tell each other what they're really thinking because they are the only two people that can fire each other.
Could Gough Whitlam just get on the blower to the Queen?
Oi!
Yeah.
Lizzie, babe, what time is it there?
The great one. What's up, champion? You got Gough. Ring-a-ding-ding, you got the king. Sorry, Queen. Here we go.
Here we go. All right. I've had some more meth.
So Whitlam never dreamed that John Kerr would do such a thing and fire him. His belief was that the Governor-General's role was to follow the advice of the Prime Minister of the day. He steadfastly believed that convention would be followed and that he would come out on top.
Did he believe that because that's what had been the case for, 60-odd years?
Yeah.
And he thought no one would ever go against that. That would be crazy. Didn't even consider it. So in Parliament, the opposition are blocking bills and saying the government should call an early election, which was risky because publicly they could be blamed for the hold-up of not passing bills, and the Australian population might turn against them and blame the Liberals for playing politics, basically, and really put them off. This was a big deal in the media, so Malcolm Fraser was taking a real gamble. So they're absolutely going at each other in Parliament and in the media, but on the 10th of November, the two adversaries, Gough Whitlam and Malcolm Fraser, found themselves at an event together.
Oh, no.
They were in...
the same pool party.
Yeah. Oh, this is awkward.
Oh.
They both reached for the fairy bread at the same time.
Aw.
Was the last piece.
Oh, no. They were in Melbourne.
That's where we are.
Yes. As honoured guests,
Uh-huh.
which we are,
Yes.
of the recently re-elected Lord Mayor or Mayor Ron Walker.
Ah, yes.
Ron Walker, who went on
Yes.
to be major events. Wasn't he the head of major events Victoria?
He did a lot of stuff in like, I think,
Brought the Grand Prix to Melbourne and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
became a billionaire.
Oh, that Ron Walker.
Yeah, had like
I've been
dyed
in
red
his
hair.
house.
Have you?
Yes.
Were you at this party?
I was
pool
at that party.
Oh, what?
His house is like an art gallery.
Why were you at his house?
It was when I was doing, I've been in his house. When I was doing an internship at Channel 10 News, he was being interviewed for something.
Wow, it was his house.
It was in Toorak, would you believe?
I would believe, yep.
Off tap.
Oh, yeah. Like, we were in a room that I was literally like, this is just an art gallery. What do you mean? This can't be. Nobody lives in this space.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible and just how it should be.
And yeah. Good use of
And that
space.
guy was the mayor.
Made a lot of money due to his like
In
public
2023,
service
it
jobs.
sold for $60 million.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Connections you get, I think, in the public service, I think you should be exploited for personal gain.
Yeah.
And that's why, to answer your question you said before, why take the pay cut? That's why.
Yeah. As I said it, I'm like, well, the official pay cut, but
But the future. So they were in Melbourne as honoured guests of the recently re-elected Lord Mayor Ron Walker. The media covered the event and Gough Whitlam couldn't help but take a dig at Malcolm Fraser when he gave a speech. He said, "I have very great pleasure in congratulating you this year, as you congratulated me last year on achieving a second term. Yours, of course, is only for 1 year, whereas everybody knows mine is for 3. Yet another indication to Malcolm Fraser, who's sitting right there, that Gough Whitlam intended his government to serve the full 3-year term. He would not be going to the polls early, no matter the pressure that Malcolm Fraser heaped on him. Even so, after the event, Gough Whitlam offered Malcolm Fraser and his team a lift back to Canberra in his VIP prime ministerial aeroplane because they all had Parliament the next morning. So,
Can they all be on the plane together? Just like we can't travel together.
we never do.
I watched Heads of State recently where the American president, played by John Cena,
Yes.
was on the same plane as Idris Elba, aka the UK's Prime Minister.
Yes.
And it went, well, I'll say no more. But, geez, things got a little hairy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What's the trailer? Dare I say a bit of fun?
Yeah, a bit of fun was had.
A bit of was it a romp?
It was rompish.
I'd be interested to check it out.
describe it. I think this is the best way to describe it. You know those movies where there's a car chase at one point and the driver, who's like an anonymous kind of henchman or whatever, he gets shot while behind the wheel and his foot clenches and pushes down.
Yeah.
And then one of the good guys or whatever has to grab the wheel from behind.
Yes.
It's that kind of movie.
Fantastic. That is a great description of the genre of film. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm actually saving it as we speak from that description.
Yeah. I'm saving that for a flight, I think.
Yeah.
That's a plane movie,
I think so. Even though there is
like-
potentially a plane incident in it. But if you're not a nervy flyer, I think that's fine.
All right, I'll watch that on land.
On a boat.
No, I'm not getting on a boat, Dave.
Might distract you from the vomiting. So we get to November 11, 1975, Remembrance Day here in Australia. Also, Dugong's anniversary. And the events of the
That
days...
was very respectful of us.
It was, wasn't it?
That's like a kind of international Remembrance Day, isn't it? Or is it? It's probably called different things elsewhere. Doesn't matter.
Do they call it VE Day? Is that...
They being everyone else.
So in the UK, that's what I'm talking about. No, that's Friday. That's May 8. Oh, that's Victory in Europe Day.
I'll find out. You keep talking.
Okay, I'll keep talking.
Sorry.
Da 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 da.
Just
Da, da,
sing.
da, da. What? Da da da.
Da, 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 da. Oh, that little Spanish flea.
No, it's November 11, 1975. It would be unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
With Parliament about to sit, Gough Whitlam was confident that after 4 weeks of the supply being blocked, he would soon prevail. The polls showed that Malcolm Fraser was losing support for blocking Labor's bills.
Okay.
The public was starting to turn.
Public's like, come on, guys.
All right.
Actually work for the people, not
Yeah.
just sniping at each other.
A Sydney Morning Herald poll stated that 70% of Australia's capital city voters thought the Senate should allow supply to pass, and over half thought that Labor should continue to govern.
And the capital city voters are the important ones.
Come on.
Rural schmoral, I say.
Mainly because it is the vast majority of the
No,
Australian
that's
population.
not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I'm saying we are better.
What the heck? You know where my roots are, and I'll stand up for those roots. So it's Armistice Day in France, Belgium, and Serbia.
That's what I was thinking. Armistice, not
Poland, it's National Independence Day. Remembrance Day in the UK and in the Commonwealth, including Australia and Canada. And Veterans Day in America. And, it's a bunch of other... It's Independence Day a few places like Angola and Colombia.
We should call it Independence Day. Sorry I'm late, Mr. President.
Republic Day in the Maldives. Women's Day in Belgium. Pepero Day in South Korea.
Pepero. I mean, in what countries it do go on day?
That's probably international waters.
I think it's going to be Do Go On Day when Do Go On no longer exists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think...
You don't celebrate it while it's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Remembrance Day is remembering a war that ended.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right.
When
Sorry,
this war
thank you.
ends, maybe we'll remember it.
We'll get posthumously recognised.
I hope so.
So, Gough Whitlam had a plan to stop the stalemate. He wanted to hold a half Senate election. That would mean only half of the seats of the Senate, the upper house, where he didn't have the majority, would go to elections. Maybe he could win enough seats to retake a majority, and then he could pass as many bills as he liked.
Okay.
Because a quirk of the Senate is sometimes all of them go up, all the seats go up for election, but some of them also, I think they're staggered, so only half of them. And he was like, let's just call that bit early. Maybe I could retake the majority in the Senate. No longer would be an issue for me.
It feels like a gamble.
And the lower house, where he had the majority already, would remain untouched, so he wouldn't risk losing any of his majority. That's his plan. So that morning, he invited Malcolm Fraser to a meeting and proposed the half-Senate election. Fraser predictably refused and said he wanted to push for a full election. Well, bad luck, Gough Whitlam didn't need Fraser's permission. The only person he needed to convince was the Governor-General, John Kerr, because it's the Governor-General who signs off on elections and these things. And remember, Gough was of the opinion that the Governor-General would do as he was told and take the advice of his Prime Minister.
Because that's the role of the Governor-General.
Exactly. So,
Well, no, it just has been for 75 years.
Yeah.
Whitlam actually spoke to John Kerr on the phone and laid out his intentions and planned to meet the Governor-General for lunch. He drafted his letter advising John Kerr to call a half-Senate election, and basically all he needed was a few I's dotted and T's crossed.
You didn't know how to do those things?
No.
Wow, these fancy schools.
Yeah.
Don't teach them the basics.
And that would be hard because an undotted I and an uncrossed T, they look pretty similar.
Yeah, and
So
then...
how do you know which is which?
But
I
you
guess
know,
context.
all of these boys know dressage, and that's important.
Yeah. How to carry books on their heads.
Yeah.
Just use your hands, mates.
You got hands. You put a backpack on.
Jeez.
Put the bag in the back. Put the books in the backpack.
What Gough Whitlam didn't know is that the Governor-General had called Malcolm Fraser and asked him to come over and meet him at Government House, which is an old stately home on 130 acres of grounds that the Governor-General gets to live in. He had his staff make it very clear that Whitlam was to arrive first, and then he would see Malcolm Fraser second. Whitlam was delayed, so when Malcolm Fraser arrived first, he was ushered into a room to wait
Oh, this is gross.
down the hall.
This is real skullduggery.
This is real dodgy
Don't you
stuff.
think?
Yes.
Then Prime
Jim
Minister
Scullen duggery.
Oh my god. Do you think his ghost was haunting those grounds that day?
He would have been
Probably.
there. He would have been
Probably,
there.
Yes.
Then the Prime Minister Gough Whitlam arrived, having no idea that Malcolm Fraser was already there, like secretly in a room down the hall or whatever. He later stated that he never would have gone in if he'd known that Fraser was there. Gough Whitlam met Governor-General John Kerr in his study. Whitlam had his drafted letter calling for the half-Senate election in his pocket. As he reached to get it out, John Kerr produced his own letter and handed it over to Whitlam, the contents of which took him completely by surprise. He read that he, Gough Whitlam, was no longer the Prime Minister of Australia and that his whole government and all its ministers had been terminated.
Whoa. Killed?
Yes,
Whoa.
you've been erased. For a man who always knew what to say, it was the greatest shock of his life.
Wow.
But he regained his composure.
And said, you should have been aborted.
It worked last time. No, he regained his composure for this sick line. Kerr said to him, we all will have to live with this. And Whitlam said to him, you certainly will. Boom.
Yeah. God save.
Then Whitlam shook his hand, partly out of habit, partly out of courtesy, and he left. And what he did next is a bit surprising. He had lunch.
We said lunch was scheduled.
You got to eat.
I came here expecting lunch.
He just went to his own residence and had a large steak.
Okay.
He didn't go tell all his colleagues what the heck had happened. I guess he was stewing over what to do next, thinking of a plan of action. Meanwhile, after Whitlam left the study, John Kerr called in Malcolm Fraser and got him to sign the new paperwork that named him as the new Prime Minister, or technically the new caretaker Prime Minister who would govern until a new election was held. Now, I need to stress for people overseas particularly, this had never happened before in the history of Australia.
Yeah, that's a weird coup scenario.
It's just crazy. A Prime Minister with a majority in the lower house who still had the majority had just been fired. And
Which
then
was
the opposition had,
democratically elected.
Yeah, and the opposition who had lost the last election were just handed the Prime Minister.
Just insane.
And the day only got crazier from there. It later came out that John Kerr had sought legal advice from many people, many judges and lawyers to interpret the Constitution about whether he was allowed to fire the Prime Minister. One of the people he spoke to was Garfield Barwick, the man that Gough had made cry by calling him a truculent runt.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon you should absolutely do that. So Barwick got his revenge.
Wow.
Amazing. Oh, man. That's so funny. Like, obviously he was... I'm guessing all the people he was talking to were probably Liberal affiliated, because otherwise, if you're like a neutral or maybe a Gough fan, and someone asked that, you'd probably tip him off.
You call him and say, hey, John Kerr's been a bit weird.
Yeah.
So because he still had a majority in the lower house, Whitlam came up with a plan to pass a motion of confidence in himself and be restored as Prime Minister. Because usually if you're the leader of the party with the majority in the lower house, you get to be Prime Minister simply. You just had to prove that I still have the majority. I still have the approval of this house. Simple. The problem was he didn't know that Malcolm Fraser had already, in a pretty sneaky way, been signed on as caretaker Prime Minister. So both houses, the House of Reps and the Senate, sat at 2 p.m. Over in the Senate, no one had told any of the Labor senators what had happened. It's a bit of a joke that they are overlooked, and they truly were on this day as they had no idea they were no longer in government. So, when the bill for supply that had been rejected for 4 straight weeks was again proposed, this time it passed in 2 minutes flat. Everyone said, aye, vote, yep. The Labor senators were a bit surprised that the Liberals had come around and voted for it this time, out of nowhere. What the Labor senators hadn't realised was they weren't voting for their government to get supply. They were voting for the new Fraser government to get supply. They had no idea they'd just given the new Fraser government exactly what they needed.
That's so dodgy.
Isn't that dodgy? Wow. I couldn't believe when I heard this bit.
So dodgy.
Sorry, what? So they thought that they were
but
voting...
that is in part because Gough hadn't told them?
Yeah, no one bothered to tell any of the senators.
Including Gough.
Oh, so no, well, Gough's not in the Senate. He's in the House of Reps. But
yeah, but I think he's still allowed to like chat to people.
Oh yeah, no, he hadn't bothered. He hadn't thought of the Senate at all.
Yeah. So it's a bit of an own goal from him, but also very dodgy from the Liberal Party.
He had to go home and have lunch. I didn't understand why. What do you expect him to have done?
He needed a big step.
It's all the same day. He had to have lunch. It's 2:00.
You're right.
He's barely finished lunch yet.
When does he do the famous quote?
That's coming up.
Oh, man, I love that quote.
That's on this day.
Well, may we...
I'll get you to
I'm chomping at the bit. Champing?
Chomping.
I'm champing and chomping. And chomping. I'm always chomping.
Yeah, chomping. Sorry, it's chomping.
Chomping?
So over in the House of Reps, Gough Whitlam had his plan to pass a motion of confidence in himself. But before he was to speak, Malcolm Fraser spoke first. And this was the first time that Whitlam realised that Malcolm Fraser was now the Prime Minister. He's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So Whitlam,
he probably couldn't have warned him anyway because he didn't really realise what had fully happened. Is that right?
Yes, but also I think if he'd said to his people, "I've just been fired as Prime Minister,"
they
might have been like, "What's going on? Why are the Liberals voting yes?"
Yeah,
they might have questioned it a bit more.
True.
They all just went, "Yep, hang on a second.
Yeah.
This is so weird." So Whitlam stood to speak and he pivoted on the spot and addressed the Speaker of the House. They're the politician who sits in the chair in the middle of the House and whose job is to oversee House debates, determine which members may speak, and maintain order in the House.
And they're usually from the government.
From the government, that's right. And I think they usually abstain from voting unless it's a tie. But
because they're basically meant to be neutral in that role.
Yeah.
Which obviously they aren't. But yeah, it's a funny system.
Pretty hard not to be neutral, that's right. Whitlam addressed the Speaker, who was Gordon Scholes, and asked him to advise the Governor-General that he still had the confidence in the House of Representatives and should be called to make a government. This motion easily passed, proving that Whitlam still had a large majority in the Parliament, so when it was adjourned at 3:15, the Speaker called the Governor-General's office to make an appointment. But he was told that John Kerr was busy and that he'd have to wait to see him, despite how important a matter this is. It's like one of the most important things a Governor-General can do is...
It's like, well, if you're the Prime Minister, I'd see you right away, but who are you?
Yeah.
You're just someone that I used to know.
Yeah, this is about forming a government. Yeah, no, he's busy. He's busy. Anyway, the Speaker waited over an hour as advised and then drove to Government House with the paperwork to sign that would make Gough Whitlam Prime Minister again. But when the Speaker, Gordon Scholes, got there, he found the gates to Government House locked and no one would let him in.
What?
So weird.
Extremely controversially, Governor-General John Kerr appeared to be stalling by refusing to see the Speaker of the House, who was locked outside for another hour. He didn't know that Malcolm Fraser had again arrived first and was inside Government House signing more paperwork to dissolve the Parliament and set a date for the election.
How did Fraser recover from this?
Yeah.
When the Speaker's appointment actually arrived, because Parliament had been dissolved by this paperwork, he was no longer the Speaker. So him advising the Governor-General to appoint Gough, that can't happen anymore because Parliament has been dissolved. Malcolm Fraser had basically got the supply in the Senate
That's so
by
dodgy.
tricking them a bit, then shut down Parliament immediately and then called an election. So it was all over for Gough, who had no more cards to play.
Wow. That's wild.
And things went wild in Canberra, our nation's capital, where the Parliament sits. All this unfolded so fast that people had no idea what was going on. One minute politicians were in government, the next they were out. The media went into overdrive trying to keep up with the latest development and sort fact from fiction as rumours swirled through the halls of Parliament.
Just sort of tricked their way into government without being elected in a democracy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Hundreds of members of the general public converged on Parliament, and for a time things were so uncertain that it appeared things could get violent, even riotous, because the Labor supporters were pissed. These people, we voted for these people, and now,
Just
they've been
one
fired.
guy's-
One guy's decided to fire him. Then we get to the famous bit. In a throng of angry spectators and awaiting media, the Governor-General's Secretary, David Smith, stepped out onto the steps in front of what is now Old Parliament House, what was then just Parliament House. He read a proclamation as a throng of microphones were pushed in front of him. And in a pretty weak voice that you can barely hear over the crowd who are chanting, "We want Gough! We want Gough!" he read out that the Parliament had been dissolved, and he signs off by saying, "The 11th of November 1975, by His Excellency's command, Malcolm Fraser, Prime Minister, John R. Kerr, Governor-General, God save the Queen." Interesting to note that the year earlier, Gough Whitlam had ordered that proclamations no longer be signed off, God save the Queen. So, and as this guy, David Smith, is speaking, the 6'5" Gough Whitlam appeared behind him, and then he took up the place in front of the microphones, and he uttered one of the most famous phrases in the history of our country. Coolly, calmly, he announced to a now attentive crowd, they've all gone silent to listen to him, he says,
"Well, may we say, God save the Queen, because no one will save the Governor-General," or something like that.
it's because nothing will save
Nothing will save the Governor-General.
Which is such a sick line after the
Yeah.
guys just said, God save the Queen. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, well may we say God save the Queen, because nothing will save the Governor-General. Then there's a thunderous cheer from the crowd.
Because he's going to kill him?
Yeah. And Norman Gunston's holding a microphone there. The comedy character.
That's so
It's so funny.
He then said, the proclamation which you have just heard read by the Governor-General's official secretary was countersigned Malcolm Fraser. Crowd boos. Whitlam continues, who will undoubtedly go down in Australia's history from Remembrance Day 1975 as Kerr's Kerr, which is a very clever burn if, unlike me, you know that Kerr is an aggressive or unkempt dog, especially a mongrel.
Oh, that's
See,
good.
you are.
That's good.
That's a good bit
That's
of
good,
wordplay.
yeah. If you get it, that's very good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Another big cheer.
What a big burn. So they all got it. That's interesting.
Well, I think probably it was more common back then.
Yes.
I think because he said it the best ever, people just stopped saying it after that.
Yeah. I always
It's
say
like,
that.
well, that word's been nailed.
Yeah.
Time to move on. Mongrel's going to come back in now. Or, as Dave says, mongrel.
And we're still waiting for mongrel to be clocked.
Well, it is an MON.
It sure is. I wasn't saying you were saying it right or wrong. I was just saying that's how you say it.
My favourite of the week is Monday.
Well, well, I don't say mongrel. I say Kerr.
Yeah.
He then added to his supporters, they won't silence the outskirts of Parliament House, even if the inside has been silenced for a few weeks. Maintain your rage and enthusiasm for the campaign for the election now to be held and until polling day. I'll actually link to the audio on YouTube in the show notes if you want to hear the full thing. It's pretty awesome. He has a little smile before he starts speaking too. Like, he knows.
Hey, yeah, he's like, I've got
a sick line.
Yeah.
This is it. So an election was called for December 13 that year. A bit over a month later, Whitlam began campaigning almost immediately after the dismissal, and he was met with huge crowds wherever he went. 30,000 people overspilled the Sydney domain for the official campaign launch on November 24th. That evening, Whitlam made a major speech at Festival Hall in Melbourne before 7,500 people and a national TV audience, calling 11th of November Fraser's Day of Shame, a day that will live in infamy.
It is, because you'll probably get to it, so I won't. Yeah.
The next sentence?
What? Oh, yeah, maybe. Or just the fact that Fraser perhaps rises to the highest office at a later date. It seems wild that he recovered from this.
Well, and not just recovered, he thrived.
Yeah.
On election day, it was a disaster for the Labor Party, who lost badly. The Liberal coalition won a record victory with 91 seats in the House of Representatives to Labor's 36.
Wow.
So Labor had lost 30 seats. Almost half of
Incredible.
their previous majority.
Feels like maybe the public didn't fully understand what had happened.
Yeah.
Like how strange and diabolical
Sneaky.
Kerr had been.
And in the Senate, the Liberals expanded their majority to 35-27. So, yeah, they crushed it. So for the final bit, what happened to those guys afterwards? So Gough Whitlam stayed on as Labor leader, but again, his party lost to a Malcolm Fraser-led coalition the next election. Whitlam then retired, but remained a legend of the Labor Party and a political force well into his 90s. Fraser ended up being Prime Minister for 8 years, travelling widely as leader and boosting multiculturalism, establishing SBS. He started that. The Special Broadcast Service, the TV channel and
It's
media
amazing
network.
to think like what the modern Liberal Party became, where they're sort of like, I don't think they're even hiding it that much, that they would be pretty happy to privatise SBS and ABC.
And probably stop multiculturalism.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's, yeah. I mean, like back to John Howard, it's sort of been that way, hasn't it? He started seeing that as a way to rile up certain pockets of Australia.
Yeah. But he did get rid of guns.
Yes.
So
That was good.
that was pretty good.
That was good.
They also established under Fraser the Family Court of Australia, and they gave Northern Territory self-government rights. He retired from politics in 1983 after losing the election to a Labor Party led by Bob Hawke. He resigned his membership of the Liberal Party in 2009 after the election of Tony Abbott as leader, having been, what Matt's been saying, a critic of the Liberals' policy direction for a number of years. So, as for the Governor-General, Kerr's Kerr, John Kerr, well, Malcolm Fraser was Kerr's Kerr, but...
Please, he's his own Kerr.
He's like Kerr was my father. He retired early from his post of Governor-General in December 1977 and then withdrew from public life. A significant factor was the ire he continued to receive from Whitlam supporters. He was basically booed and hated everywhere he went. He's generally looked down upon for the whole saga. The Australian Dictionary of Biography writes, Kerr's failure to warn Whitlam about the options he was considering was contrary to the widely understood role of a Governor-General of, quote, the right to be consulted, to encourage and to warn an elected government. So over the years, people are a bit like, he did a dodgy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what a lot of most people seem to think.
Just morally.
Yeah.
But Fraser, he was just... It's just on politics.
Oh, it wasn't Fraser's fault that he kept turning up early. He's like, oh, sorry for being punctual.
Sorry, I didn't stop to have a steak dinner on the way here.
Surely he was a little torn. He must have felt like, this isn't ethical.
Yeah.
But probably in the end, he would have been like, well, it worked for me and I had a successful run as a prime minister.
And I guess you'd be like, I got a huge mandate, but if they called the election and they'd lost badly, you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe the people didn't want this, but they smashed it.
Yeah.
And I think Gough probably would have had some reason to feel like they would get back in. But it's such a strange page.
Thinking that because there was such rage, particularly in the Labor fan base, that there's been conspiracies over the years about who knew about the dismissal, who was involved. Does it go all the way to the top?
Well, it didn't, because that's Gough Whitlam.
Yeah, and he did not know.
John Kerr, remember? He thought he was the top.
Well, it did go all the way to the top. It actually started all the way at the top and went down a bit.
It didn't really go very far.
People have speculated that maybe the CIA were involved.
What?
They might have had their finger in the pies. They didn't like Gough because of the previous stuff about the raids. Also, they wanted to extend, there was a military base.
Oh, yeah, right.
That they wanted to sign on for, that he was maybe threatening to not let them continue to operate in the centre of Australia.
Pine Gap. And everyone a Big Mac. No one goes out back, that's that.
It's so true.
That's got to be Tism.
Peter Garrett, that's Midnight Oil.
Just felt like it had the rhythm of a Tism. Others said the Queen and Prince Charles must have known, which might sound fanciful until what are called the Palace Letters, which are a series of letters between John Kerr and the Queen's private secretary Martin Charteris, were finally made public in 2020. They were held in the National Archives of Australia, who refused to let anyone see them as they were deemed personal, until Professor Jenny Hocking took the matter all the way to the High Court, after which a $1 million case decided that they should be released. Good to have taxpayer money thrown at that.
Yeah, great.
In Professor Hocking's book, she wrote a book about it, The Palace Letters. She cites a key letter from Charteris, the Queen's secretary, on the 2nd of October 1975, which shows, quote, the Queen, Prince Charles, and Martin Charteris were all aware by September 1975 that Kerr was considering dismissing the government and knew of his failure to warn Whitlam of that possibility. The letters revealed that Kerr had discussed the prospect of dismissing the government with Prince Charles and the Queen. So they probably knew. Despite these revelations, the palace itself continues to deny that they played any part in the decision. They're a bit like, we're happy to be informed, but we don't say one way or the other what to do.
Yeah.
They still try and say...
But they did, They are, like the guy who got kicked out as the guy who got rid of God Save the Queen from speeches, also got rid of the sirs and dames and a few other things. So I'm sure they weren't shattered with it going back to the Liberal Party.
Correct ways.
Yeah. The adults are back in charge.
John Kerr died in 1991, aged 76.
Oh.
What did he say when he got drunk? Did you talk about that?
Oh, no, I don't have any quotes from it, but I just know that he was at the Melbourne Cup, visibly drunk on the microphone.
I'll find out. You keep going.
I will say, I did read that his family waited until he had already been buried before announcing his death.
Oh.
Because usually,
still,
if you're ex-governor generals, will be offered a state funeral.
Yeah.
Like pretty automatically, but they, I think, are a bit concerned that because he was so unpopular that the government would be like, we're not giving that guy a state funeral, and it would be quite embarrassing for the family and his legacy. So they wait until, don't even consider a state funeral. We've already buried him.
Yeah, we didn't want one anyway.
We would have said no.
Defensive.
Yeah.
In case the government said nah.
Imagine.
So that's pretty.
Yeah, well, he was hated, so.
Yeah. We think you're going to say no.
Wow.
And just finally, despite these wild events and being sworn enemies, Gough Whitlam and Malcolm Fraser did make up in their later years and even became friends. The two campaigned together in support of the 1999 Australian Public Referendum. Sorry, the Australian Republic Referendum, where the country voted whether we would stay with the monarchy or not. They were pro getting rid of the monarchy.
Yep.
Which, of course, didn't pass, and we still have.
Was it close?
Don't think that close. Matt,
you were alive.
You're a history of the Republic referendum. Was it like only 40% voted for getting rid of or something?
It was 40-something, but no, it has to be a majority of states as well as the majority, and no, I think Victoria was like 48.
Right, yeah, okay.
And the ACT, which isn't a state, obviously, I think that maybe was the only one that had a majority. From memory?
I'm just looking at overall 54.87% voted no.
So, it's close.
Yeah,
it's funny, but that's sort of like that most elections will have a two-party preferred of something like that.
Yeah.
But that would be seen as a big win.
Yeah.
Even though I think everyone forgets that it's still nearly half the country is unhappy with this result.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sadly, all good things must come to an end, and when Gough Whitlam died in October 2014, aged 98, Malcolm Fraser said of his old enemy, he's going to be remembered as a giant of an Australian who contributed enormously to Australian life in so many ways. Malcolm Fraser himself died just 5 months later, aged 84.
That's how I want you and I to go. I want to go first.
Oh, okay.
And then I want you to die a broken heart. And your wife to be like, what the fuck, Dave?
What the heck? Do you want me to stick around long enough to give a nice quote about you like that?
Please.
You're going to be a giant of an Australian.
No, teeny tiny.
The tiniest Australian
She was
I ever
a
met.
waif of an Australian.
So that's the story of the 1975 constitutional crisis, Australia's most outrageous political event so far in our history. I have to give a shout out to the fantastic ABC podcast, The 11th, made in 2020, presented by Alex Mann. It's a 7-part series that interviews loads of people and gives a real sense of what was going on during this turbulent time in and around the crisis. So that's a high recommend from me.
I've got the John Kerr drunk. I don't remember even watching this. I've just heard about it. Do you want to hear it? This goes for a bit over a minute. Bart Cummings is in the background. Oh, here we go.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, any little noises that you may happen to hear are only static. It's just something wrong with the system. I want you to understand, and I know that you will, that the minor noises do not destroy the marvellous occasion today is for me and for my wife. It is the 4th Melbourne Cup that I will have presented. And I have come down with my wife, with the approval of His Royal Highness, who's having a rest up there in Government House, to do just this thing because he wanted me to and I wanted to. And I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it because this is a great Australian festival.
Life is wonderful.
But I didn't know when I came that an old mate of mine would turn out to be the owner or one of the owners of the winner. So my task is, first of all, to congratulate the owner.
Gough's in the crowd being like,
I
give me
don't
the mic.
know
God
Mr.
damn
and
it.
Mrs. Harris,
Let me get up there. I'll crush in front of this crowd.
Congratulate them.
That's really
But the
funny.
Gators,
I think I pictured it to be even looser than that, but he was clearly pissed.
Yeah.
Which I think is not okay. If you're going to talk into a microphone I certainly never would do that.
You've only ever done that stone cold sober.
Yes. If I see a microphone, you better believe that I have not drunk a drip of alcohol.
A drip, not a drip.
Not a drip, not a drop.
Not a drip.
Not a drop,
drip.
not a drip. And I have no shame in telling you that. If you do hear any static,
It's a problem with the system.
He was trying to have a little quip there about the booze, but
it came across.
It was a bit
yuck.
laboured.
Yeah, like a few cheers from the minority. Some people like me. Shut the fuck up.
I'll be back next year as a spectator.
a lovely day for me to walk.
He fully wound up for that.
Oh no! And the cartoonist pen. Oh, watch out!
Nothing more brutal in Australian politics than being ribbed by Mark Knight or
Yeah.
one of the other. I can't think.
One of the others.
That guy died a few years ago.
Lunig.
Oh, Lunig.
One of
And
the
the other
others.
guy died a few years ago. His name was like Piss or something.
Oh,
It probably wasn't Piss.
Tony Piss.
Oh, Tony Piss. God, piss with a pen.
Tony Piss. That'd be a great parody political cartoonist name. Tony Piss.
Another T Piss classic. There it is. That's the report. Bit of a longer one, but
Well done, D-Dub. Thank you for finally filling me in on what happened with Gough.
what happened? A lot happened, and it was even dodgier than I ever even knew.
Yeah, it just feels very sneaky.
You know what? I can see where my brain was going. Bill Leak. Not Piss, Leak. Yeah, no, that was great, Dave. Great, Dave. It's a great Dave. And Dave, what do you think about thanking some of our great Patreon supporters now?
I'm excited to think of some hats.
The first thing we like to do, and I should say once again, if you want to be involved in this section of the show, it's where we thank our great supporters who have signed up at /DoGoOnPod, and if you go back a bit, patreon.com.
Good
That's
one.
the bit before the slash, or the leak, or the piss. And the first thing we like to do is thank a few of our great Patreon supporters with the section that you can be involved in. Am I sounding a bit like an ex-governor general?
Yeah, gosh, how do you come back
Struggling
as
to get my
Spectator
words
next
out.
year? Yeah.
This section of the show, Sydney Scheinberg level supporters or above get to give us a fact, a quote, or a question in this section, which has a jingle actually. Go something like this.
Fact, quote, or question.
Always remembers the ding. She always remembers the sing. And in this section, yes, I read out a few. I'm going to read out 3 today, I reckon. And they get to give us a fact, quote, or a question, or a brag, or a suggestion, or really whatever they like. And they also get to give themselves a title. And the first one this week, I just hiccuped then to complete the character. It comes from Sophie Tudor. And it's Shooter or Tudor. I can't believe I've got... Dave, you get in my head so much about the pronunciation of Sophie's name.
Because I'm in my head too. Sorry.
I think it's Tudor. I think it's pronounced as it's written.
Okay.
I hope so. So Sophie, aka Group Mum, has a brag. Writing, I had a baby.
Congratulations!
Woo!
Very excited.
So exciting. Sophie already announced that in the Facebook group for patrons.
It's beautiful.
It's another one of the many bonuses you get if you sign up. On any level, you get to be in the Facebook group. But yeah, there's also bonus episodes. We do 4 per month. You get to vote on topics. You were the first to hear about our Australian tour, or our Australasian tour.
That's right.
Which I assume has been publicly announced by now.
Absolutely, it is out there. Please.
But it was a pre-sale and early announcement and discount for patrons, and some of the shows are already, and we at the time of recording haven't announced it publicly, are over 50% sold out. So it pays. I mean, it basically pays for itself.
Exactly.
Sophie, so stoked. And if you sign up and you get in the Facebook group, you can see a photo of Sophie's baby. That's a weird bonus. I feel bad about that. Take that back. Thank you so much, Sophie, and congratulations. Can't wait to maybe meet the baby when I'm over in September.
Congratulations.
that'd be cute.
I did see in the Facebook group that Siraj
Yeah.
also a fantastic patron supporter, has already met the baby.
Yeah,
which is
of course he has.
So awesome.
Of course he has.
So good.
So that was honestly beautiful news. I actually went, wow, out loud when I saw that post. So congratulations.
The next one comes from Matthew Whittingham, aka official holder of titles that haven't quite fit the format before this point. And Matthew's offering a fact, writing, I was listening to episode 134, Agrippina the Younger. You know, sometimes we talk about are there any episodes that aren't very good? And the only one I ever think about was episode 50 or something, and it was about, I can't remember, but me and Dave just we were off that day. What was that report?
Helen Keller.
Oh.
But also Agrippina the Younger, that's the other one I reckon wasn't the best, because I just remember not being able to explain the story very well. And there were so many big names.
A lot of I do remember the names.
I can see you two, your eyes were glazing over. I'm like, I've not done a good job of this.
It's always a good feeling when you look around and you go, oh boy.
Okay, this is not connecting.
I'm losing them. Here's a fart joke.
They're yawning. They're yawning. Oh, they're on their laptops. Oh, God.
Oh, no. Oh,
they're watching YouTube.
Oh, God, she's ordered an Uber.
So...
And she drove.
Just want to get away.
Anyway, this fact is about that episode, 134, Agrippina the Younger. Matthew says he was listening to that, and that's when we all started discussing having a place or city named after us, which I guess is where the Gary, Indiana thing started. Maybe.
I don't know.
This reminded me that there's a place in New South Wales with my name, Whittingham, about 70 k's northwest of Newcastle. It has a population of 364, a couple of heritage-listed sites, an abattoir, and a cemetery. It's pretty small. I estimate it takes longer to say the name than to drive through, but there's a big sign that says Whittingham as you enter, and if that ever goes missing, it had nothing to do with me.
Fair enough.
I also looked into places that share a name with the three of you.
Oh, thank God for doing it for me. Thank you.
There are a number of Stuarts around the world, including New Zealand's Stewart Island, / Rukiura, Stewart, Indiana. Oh my God, is that anywhere near Gary, Indiana?
Oh my gosh.
And the Stewart crater on the moon.
Wow.
You're on the moon?
I'm on the moon.
That's awesome.
Baby.
Did you know that?
No,
cool.
I think I'd heard of Stewart Island in New Zealand. There are multiple places named Perkins in the United States, such as Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, and West Virginia. And in Antarctica, there's Perkins Glacier, Perkins Canyon, and Mount Perkins.
Wow.
That's cool.
Mount Perkins.
No, thank you.
Sadly, there doesn't appear to be any places named Warneke yet. But there is a town called Dave in Belgium. Oh.
Ah.
Would you accept that?
Dave. Yeah, I'd live there.
Okay.
Yeah, you could speak the language of Poirot.
Yeah.
French.
It depends what part of Belgium is, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, you could speak French wherever you wanted to speak French.
You can speak French right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what part of Belgium you're in, mate.
Bonjour.
People can speak languages wherever they want to speak languages.
What is the other language? Flemish?
Yeah, a bit of Flemish going on there.
Which is obviously the language of ex-Australian fast bowler Damien Fleming. That's mainly sledging. He signs off by saying, I'll be starting a petition for these places to be included on the next world tour. I think that's a noble cause.
Yeah, that's fair. I think
see you and Dave.
We should go to Antarctica.
And finally this week from Jacqueline Chayton, aka Executive Vice President of Muttering. Where the heck are my keys, glasses, headphones, phone, while tearing apart my house only to find them in the place I always leave them. All right, and Jacqueline has a question, writing, hello, Matt, Jess, and or Dave. Smiley face. Hopefully all three of you are on this episode. This is being recorded.
Present.
But a bit of a preamble to my question. I do webinars / live trainings for my job, and I often do multiple a day. Most are about an hour long. I also have been doing recordings of our client-facing webinars for our help center, and these often take longer. My throat always hurts at the beginning because I don't know any good vocal warm-ups. My question to you is, do you have any vocal warm-ups that you do before recording?
Nah.
No.
Absolutely none.
We should do me, my, mo, me, mo, my, me. I've been singing off key.
Just for fun, not really for warm-up, but just for fun.
Jabbing them, singing off key.
I feel like maybe sometimes I'll, not for the pod, but like if I'm doing...
Singing.
Yeah, if I'm going to hit a new record, might do just a bit of a
Oh, yeah,
with the lips.
Yeah.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
Sorry, Matt, I'm not familiar with that one.
Red yellow, yellow leather.
Anthony Albanese? It's a political episode.
That was so funny, Dave. Jesus. That was really good. No, don't try and do an impression.
To
You've
answer
done
my
it
own
enough.
question, I've one from when I was in my synagogue's youth choir as a kid. We would do scales using the phrase, "Mummy made me mash my M&Ms, oh no," and then jump up a scale. Doesn't work as well for talking though. Looking forward to when you guys eventually do come to Canada. But until then, ta-ta and farewell.
Ta-ta.
Man.
That is a good vocal warm-up, is just doing that guy's speech, doing the succulent Chinese meal
Yeah,
speech.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's good.
I
Peanuts.
see you know your judo well. Like
That's
it's
good,
really
yeah.
massaging
yes.
the vocal cords.
Mm.
There was
Yeah.
a period of
I'm under
time
what?
where I would do vocal warm-ups while driving to the studio because I would get a really sore throat and my voice would just really dry out. And then it turned out I just needed to take antihistamines. It was seasonal.
It was the histamines that were getting you.
Yeah. We
I
need
got
some
no
more
problem with
histamines in this studio, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Canada, what do we reckon next year?
2026, the year of Canada.
Yeah. I like to commit to things and then someone reminds me later that it didn't happen.
When they're listening in 2030.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't come here.
I mean, I think we are like genuinely hoping for 2026 Canada. Apparently other parts of North America are a little less welcoming to outsiders at the moment. But Canada still sounds like they're up for having a few dorks come along from Australia.
Gotta get the dork visa.
Yeah. The next thing we like to do is shout out to a few of our other great supporters. Jess normally comes up again with a game for this part.
Guys,
Yeah.
you'll never believe it.
What are you going to do?
What?
I've found a funky hat generator.
No!
Yeah.
What?
How is this possible?
There's a funky hat
That
generator.
can't be true.
But I found one and I've already got a hat ready.
I'm so
So
excited.
everybody's getting an interesting hat.
I do not understand. What do you mean? Why would that exist?
It explained what it was for. It's just for, if you need stories. They also do a dress generator, a nifty shoe generator, snazzy eyeglasses generator.
Yeah, this can do it all.
Yes.
Well,
So I'm ready with the hats. If you guys want to read some names.
Dave, do you want to do the first half? I'll do the second half, something like
I'd
that.
love to kick off. First of all, I would like to thank my goodness.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize
Thank
I did
you
this
for this
to you.
handball.
Yes, you did. Shut up.
I didn't, but I'm
You
glad I
did.
did.
This is a place in Sweden. Skellefteå.
Ooh.
I mean, there's an A with a symbol above it I've never seen before.
It's a circle. Dave, you've never seen a circle before?
It's okay.
You haven't graduated from triangles yet.
Triangle.
This is an AI overview of pronunciation. Skellefteå. Skellefteå. I'm happy with that.
How about that?
Thank you so much too, and I really appreciate your support all the way from Sweden. Jonas Karjala. Oh my god.
I think you're knowing it.
Oh, here we go. Jonas Karjalainen.
He's nailed
Does
that.
that sound accurate? Are you laughing at me or the hat? 'Cause I
I was laughing at you.
no.
The hat's amazing.
yeah, great.
I was just laughing at you losing confidence halfway through a word. Kajana. That was funny.
Jonas Karjalainen.
Jonas is wearing a tricorn.
Oh, yeah?
It's light blue and it's got black feathers on it.
Oh, that's cool. And I'd like to think that it is also just like advertising for the corn industry. You know, it's like they've done it like a double meaning on it there.
Oh.
But it's like a try corn.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about trying
Trying corn.
Have you ever thought about trying blue corn?
Give it a go.
Yes, worth a try.
Corn.
Thank you, Jonas, and I can only imagine you rocking that in Sweden. Thank you. Next, I would like to thank someone who has not provided their location to us, so we don't know where they're from, but I can only assume they're deep within the Fortress of the Moles right now, and thank you to Nerd with Faith.
Nerd with faith.
I love it.
Gotta have faith.
That's nice.
As the great man once said.
Great man.
Did he say you gotta have faith? Is that what he says?
But you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith.
And when of course I said the great man, I meant Fred Durst and his cover of that song.
Yeah. Now, Funky Hat Generator gives descriptions of the...
Okay.
So it says, this cadet cap
Okay.
is woven from white, dark grey, and vivid blue straw.
Oh,
Whoa.
the dyed straw. I didn't know you could do that.
I know. Crazy.
Wow, nerd with faith. What about nerd with style?
Enjoy your cadet cap.
Thank you, NWF. Appreciate you. Next up, another Fortress of the Mole dweller potentially. Thank you to Sol Edwards.
Sol Edwards is wearing a military-style hat made from zigzag striped fabric designed in magenta, vivid orange, vivid turquoise, and black. It is accented with dark purple feathers.
Oh, wow, that really...
That's an interesting hat.
And I think it's advertising Zigzag Cheese, which is Roy and H's made up cheese brand sponsor. It's one of their bits that is like so long and ongoing that I don't really get, but I love.
Yeah.
With thanks to Zigzag Cheese.
Thanks, Sol Edwards. And finally, from me, maybe I'd like to thank from Aylesbury in Great Britain, it's Kitty Wilcox.
Kitty's wearing a flapper hat.
Oh, yeah, cool. That's cool.
Knitted with vivid orange and vivid purple yarn.
Well, I mean, it's just,
Orange and purple's a great combo.
Great combo.
it's always vivid, which is fine.
So far, yes.
So far, always vivid.
So far,
Yeah.
it's vivid. The colours are never dull from
A dull
from this
orange.
funky hat.
I don't know. Yeah.
It
Can't
is a
even
funky
imagine
hat.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't.
almost
A funny
goes
hat
without
can't be done.
saying.
So
Can't be
sorry.
like, it's a navy blue baseball cap. Like, that's not funky.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
They must be vivid colours.
It's plain white.
Correct.
Yes. Will we ever be funky again? It's something that Custard once asked in song.
Wow. Makes you think.
It does. Are we up to me?
Yep.
I think so.
Where are we up to? We up to Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Oh my goodness, from Atlanta, the toilet, as Roy H. once dubbed it. I don't agree with that. In Georgia, in the United States, thank you and welcome to this section of the show, Kevin Traynor.
Kevin's wearing a Luella hat. I don't know what that is, but it's woven from white straw. You'll like this, Dave. It is accented with a spray of fabric flowers.
Oh, my God. A spray.
A spray.
Spray on flowers.
No, I think more
like
like a
a-
smattering.
Oh, yeah, it's
A spray.
bit of flowery language.
Because at
so to
first I was
speak.
like, spray on flowers? But
What
I
the
think
heck?
it means more like a smattering.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Spray
Kevin
of
Traynor,
flowers.
you're looking sharp. Next up from address unknown, can only assume deep within the Fortress of the Moles. Thank you to Ella Dunkley.
Ella is wearing a beanie made from grey leather.
Oh,
That's awesome.
That's funky.
That's funky.
That's a funky
Yeah.
hat.
That's someone-
a leather beanie.
Someone's cut up a couch.
yeah. Ella, have you been worried that your head's not sweating enough? Have we got the solution for you?
Seems like an interesting choice.
That's a great one.
Also from, I assume, deep within the Fortress of the Moles, due to the fact that their address is unknown. Thank you to Steve Wildsmith.
Steve's wearing a pillbox hat knitted from light purple yarn. So it's light, not vivid.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah. And
It's-
yarn's nice
It's
too.
accented with a silver buckle.
Oh,
Some purple's buckle and a hat. That's awesome.
That's
yeah. We don't know where he's from, but if he is a pilgrim heading to America on the Mayflower, I think you're going to fit right in. They were the ones who had the buckles on their heads, right?
Yes.
I don't know if they were pillbox hats, though, probably.
But you could start a new trend with the pilgrims.
Yes, pillbox pilgrims.
Now that's catchy.
Who else have we got? Great question. And I'll answer this one. It is a person from Berwick here in Victoria, probably near Barry Burke from Berwick, the car yard.
Yeah.
It's Laura Richards.
Laura's wearing a boater hat made from vivid blue
Good. I like a boat hat. Yeah.
and white zebra stripes. So it's blue and white zebra.
I like
So
it.
black and white. And it's accented with coordinating feathers.
Oh.
What are they coordinating with? Unsure.
How many, like, they obviously have to give their algorithm, their little back end thing here, a list of possible elements.
Types of hat,
And I
colours.
reckon one
Yeah.
of them is vivid.
Yes.
One of them is light. I reckon they've given two, like, adjectives.
Yep.
And feathers is big.
Yeah, feathers is big. We've seen a buckle once. You'll never guess what the next one has.
All right, the
Two
final
buckles.
one
Two buckles, I'm hoping.
from Birmingham. in Great Britain. And sorry for this is probably out of date by the time I mention it. Sorry if you're lost in Ozzy Osbourne, your town's favourite son. I'm going to come to console you in person on my tour in September. So hopefully see you there. Ruby Lewis.
Ruby's wearing a beanie made from light pink and white cheetah spots.
Oh.
And it's accented. We've had buckles. We've had feathers. This one has a coordinating band.
Oh, coordinating.
Oh, I like a band.
That's pretty vague, a band.
Yeah. But it's coordinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's whatever you need
Could be a lacquer band.
Like a band.
Well, no, this one doesn't lack a band, does it? It has a band.
This hat has a band.
They made that quite clear. Thank you so much to Ruby, Laura, Steve, Ella, Kevin, Kitty, Soul, Nerd, and Jonas.
Nerd.
Soul Nerd sounded great.
That means we've just got one thing left to do, and that is to welcome some people into the Triptych Club. We've got 4 inductees this week. This is the section of the show where we welcome in people who've been on the shout-out level or above for 3 straight years, and they get inducted into it. What Dave describes as our Hall of Fame.
Yeah, come on in.
It's theatre of the mind. It's whatever you want it to be. To me, it's like an old Vegas lounge with velvet everywhere and Frank Sinatra singing sort of thing. For Jess, it's like a really deluxe airport lounge.
Yeah.
To Dave, it's like a hole in the ground. I can't remember what it is to Dave, but
Like a gentleman's club.
like a gentleman's club.
But nice.
But I imagine it's got big windows and you can see the planes out the side. Like, that's what I'm imagining.
Oh, right. All right.
And each week Jess is behind the bar. This is theatre of the mind stuff. She's pouring up cocktails normally named after the topic. What's the Gough Whitlam cocktail this week?
I have I've managed to put loneliness in a glass.
Oh, okay.
Because of the Whitlams.
Oh,
There's no
yeah.
Oh, my
aphrodisiac
gosh.
like loneliness.
You're never
That's
going to
right.
believe who I've booked for the
Truth, beauty, and a picture of you. I think you could make a cocktail where you take a popular vote on what ingredients to put in there and then tip those out and just put in whatever you want.
That's quite clever. But I'm in charge of the bar, so fuck you.
And
We
Dave,
also have meat pies, and you can BYO knives and forks.
and Dave books a band for the after party.
Oh, you're never going to believe who I've booked this week. And they've just confirmed, looking at it now, this week we've got Eskimo Joe. Eskimo Joe, just RSVP'd. Thank you so much. Great to have some Aussie music back in the club.
So you've had to zigzag there a little.
A bit of zigzag
Damn it,
cheese.
I'm
Zigzag
sorry.
cheese.
I ruined everything.
No, that's fine. No, Eskimo Joe are great.
Are they going to play the songs of the Whitlams? Or
Yeah, they're going to do one.
I think didn't the Whitlams even have a song called Gough, I reckon.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll cover that.
You'll cover Gough.
So 4 inductees this week. I'm standing on the door, theatre of the mind, going to lift up that velvet rope. If you hear your name, jog on in. Dave's up on stage. He's up there's like 1,000 odd people in the club already because once you arrive, you can never leave. And why would you want to? It's paradise on earth, or at least in your mind.
Because you're dead.
And well, I think that is canon now. But Dave, you ready to hype them up?
Absolutely.
Get the crowd chanting along to their name. Jess is going to hype up Dave because he's in this little section of the show. His character is low on confidence, which is definitely playing against type. Anyway, 4 people being inducted in this week. We've got from address unknown, can only assume from deep within the fortress of the moles. Welcome to the club, Benjamin Humpage.
Look, I hate hump day, but one thing I do love is humpage.
Yeah. Woo!
I live to hump.
Edge.
From Frome in Great Britain, welcome in Alex Whitehead. You gonna pop him?
Pop in.
But yeah, pop on in, Alex Whitehead. That's good. Thank you so much. You saved me there.
Woo!
From Fremantle in Western Australia, welcome in Spencer Parks.
More like Spencer Sparks are flying when you're
that's
here.
Nice.
And finally, from Doha in Qatar,
Cool.
welcome in Fahad Al Thani.
Slamming the guitar.
Oof,
yeah,
yeah.
it's Fahad Al Thani.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Rocking out. All right.
Rock out.
Welcome in Fahad, Spencer, Alex, and Benjamin. Please make yourselves at home. Hey, why not grab one of those lonely drinks?
It's really, you'll feel so
A
melancholy.
Lonely Island iced tea, perhaps, and get ready to enjoy a bit of Eskimo Joe. Maybe playing some of the hits of the
He's
Whitlams.
coming for everyone's job.
Yeah, I think I could do this.
He's
by
a
myself.
one-man pod.
Great. I'd like to see you try.
Did I say thank you and welcome Farhad?
Yes.
Spencer,
Yes,
Alice, and
you did.
Benjamin.
Yeah,
Well, that
but you,
brings us to
yeah,
the
you
end
could
of
do
the
this
episode.
yourself. Absolutely.
You've
Yeah.
done
yeah.
everyone's job except your own.
Yeah,
No, that's all right,
with
mate.
the mind of a goldfish, imagine how non-tedious that would be.
You take over. You wrap this show up.
Jess, okay, me. Do we have anything else to tell people? Yes. You can find our website with links to everything. You do go on pod.com.
Including our live shows.
Live shows through Australasia. First shows in Hobart. First shows in New Zealand. You've also probably got details to my tour, if not there, on mattstewartcomedy.com in Australia and the UK coming up. Including a few first-time destinations in Cambridge and Swansea, Wales.
That's right. And it's a double banger. You're doing stand-up and also Who Knew It.
That's right.
Fantastic.
What great value.
That's
And
good value.
the guest list that's been put together is blowing my mind, I'll tell you that.
God, King Charles?
King Charles? Oh, is that a nickname?
Yes.
Oh, the dog.
That's a comedian.
And also, Dave, we probably might have mentioned this earlier, but our specials are out on the Humdinger channel.
That's right. You can watch our stand-up comedy specials. Maybe you're somewhere that we're not touring over the next 6 months. Fear not, you can watch us live for free.
That's true. And even if you watch mine, the one I'm touring is a whole different hour anyway. You can watch them both.
That's right.
Okay, well, Dave, I wouldn't normally say boot this baby home, but I guess I'll be doing it. Thanks so much for tuning in this week to Do Go On, and I will say goodbye. We'll see you next week. Laters. Bye.
God, he's good.
That's almost too easy.
Don't forget to sign up to our tour mailing list so we know where in the world you are and we can come and tell you when we're coming there.
Wherever we go, we always hear 6 months later, oh, you should come to Manchester. We were just in Manchester.
We're just there, but this way you'll never miss out. And don't forget to sign up, go to our Instagram, click our link tree. Very, very easy.
It means we know to come to you, and you'll also know that we're coming to you.
Yeah, we'll come to you, you come to us. Very good.
And we give you a spam-free guarantee.